Nope.
Whoops, wrong one. There we go.
Selfie.
Facebook is a fucking asshole. Fuck you and your fucking friends. Thumbs up for you ID problems. My clothes fly over your head. You train red. Fuck you. You suck. Eat shit. Go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit about what you ate. I don't care about political tastes.
All right. Welcome back to the M25 show. My name's Albert.
My name is Eddie.
And I'm Steve, and we're back. And
Yeah.
first
For
things
y'all one?
first.
You know, for all those months, that's what Eddie looks like right there.
Yeah, we got.
You
Eddie
know-
got his new phone finally.
You know, right now, you know how a Jedi sends like mass death and stuff. Right now, I sense the mass disappointment of so many women.
And
For months they've been rubbing it off to Eddie's voice, and now they see the face, and they're like, "Oh man."
that's okay. I have the one that counts.
Too much. So, Eddie, before we get to talking about this presidential election, why don't you tell everybody about how you got your phone and all this? How China, how you contacted them and they got you the first bid on it. Why don't you
He flew
tell
to
them-
Shanghai himself.
Yep.
Yeah, it was on the boat, so I had to wait for it.
It was on the boat.
Yeah, I had it on
They
the shipping boats.
They couldn't even put it on a
No.
plane for you.
No,
So what happened? Why don't you tell the story how you went to the store and the guy talked you into getting because you were just gonna get the iPhone 11 or something like that or X or
yeah,
something.
I was just gonna get either the same one or the next one up, like the 10 or the X or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the guy, when I went, the guy talked me out. He said, "Just wait for the iPhone 12." I said, "Well, what's the?" He's like, "It's a better camera. It's faster. This and that." And he's like, he's like, "If I were you, I would just wait." So that's what I did, and that's why it took so long. But I finally
You
got it.
know, when somebody tells Eddie something, that's not us. He follows me. When we tell him something, hey Eddie, do this, and he just fights us.
I listen to the professionals.
We're professional.
Professional. What do you mean professional? You either know if you want a phone or not.
No, I did, but
They probably hired him. His last job was probably McDonald's or Burger King or something. He's a professional. What is it? T-Mobile you're at or not T? Is it T-Mobile?
T-Mobile now,
Where were you before?
Hey,
Sprint.
Oh.
Did you go back to the same guy, Eddie?
No,
No.
actually, I went to a girl this time.
Oh, but did they take any of your data down? When you first went, because I'm thinking it's a commission sale.
No. Mm-mm.
They
Nope.
Yeah,
probably got Eddie's name or something, his account number, and they're like, "We'll make this guy come back for the more expensive phone. Get a little extra on him."
Actually, I told the girl what happened the last time I went. She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You better off waiting." She's like, "It's better that you waited because it's better, faster. It's like the Bionic Man. It's like the Bionic Man."
This girl actually come. Hey, you know what? You should wait for the 13 in a year.
She sounded
so,
like
okay.
she sounded like the beginning of the Bionic Man. We can make him build him stronger, faster.
Well, before the show, me and you were talking, Ed, and you said the phone was okay. Now
Yeah,
it's the
it's-
Bionic. Now it's the Bionic Man.
It's nice. I mean, it's new. Every time you get something new, it's nice.
Well, do you like it or not? You don't sound very happy about it.
I
You sound
like
like you could fucking throw it in the trash if you wanted, and it's still
It's
big.
just
I think Eddie can't get on his favorite porn sites on the phone.
It's just a phone. That's the way I see it.
Ah, boy. All right.
It's
Eddie.
just too bad my other one broke. Or I would have.
Well, you still have it.
I still have it, but the one I have
What do
now
you
is
gonna-
actually
okay.
it's a little smaller. Actually,
Okay.
I'm thinking about getting the 12 Plus, which is bigger. Taking this one back.
Damn. Okay, Alberto went mute. But
I was
Why
saying
do you-
I'm surprised Eddie didn't wait for the Plus. I saw that they're starting to take pre-orders. I think today.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Eddie, he's gonna start saying, I'm waiting for the Plus, and then after that to the 13, and so
So
on and so on.
I have 14 days to return this one.
Oh my gosh! All right, so I
Well,
don't know
we-
why you just didn't turn your phone in. He kept his phone, right? Because he wasn't going to get very much for it, right, Eddie?
I've I've kept all my old phones too, so it's.
Well, what do you do with
I mean,
them?
usually, I
You
don't know, just keep them.
Put them in the drawer. I mean, if they give you
You know,
fucking $10,
every-
that's fucking
every
$10.
Every once in a while, I plug them in, look at whatever photos are on there.
Oh,
but-
they don't go to your. They don't swap.
No,
the photos?
they do, but there's some of them just other photos or maybe like my older phones.
So okay, so you get a new phone, and then the phone that you have, Eddie, they said they give you what, at least $100, right? A couple hundred, maybe
No, actually,
a
said
dime, a nickel, something.
It was cheaper to keep it than to pay the damage waiver because of the camera broken in the back. So it was cheaper to keep it.
Damn, Eddie.
Oh, because it's broken.
Yeah.
So for you to turn it in, they got to fix it.
Right.
Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, but if it wasn't damaged, would you keep it still, or would you say they only give you $100 for it? Would you turn it in, or would you keep it?
I would have turned it in. $100, $100.
Okay, well that's what I thought you did. I thought you figured, well,
Yeah.
they're only going to give me $100, and I feel like it's worth more. Fuck you.
Eddie's swimming in money. He doesn't need an extra 100.
Yeah, comparatively, yeah, he's
Yeah,
got money coming out of his asshole.
No, but you know what? It's a good thing.
Driving around his Jaguar.
I always like to keep an extra phone just in case, just in case when it breaks or something happens, you have a backup to.
Well, do you have a phone besides the one that was broken?
Yeah, I have an iPhone. I think it's a 6 that I have too.
So you got enough
Eddie.
phones to last.
Eddie has the iPhone 1.
I got the first one that came out.
Oh shit, iPhone 1 or iPhone? It's just called iPhone.
I have the
It was
original.
it was just called phone.
It's just called
Yeah.
the Apple phone. It's called the Apple.
It was the i. It wasn't even an iPhone. Eddie probably just has an iPod. He thinks it's a phone. Don't try to make an emergency call. Always into his music.
No, my iPod got stolen.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Yeah,
way to bring down the show, Eddie.
that's too bad, Eddie.
got stolen along with my car. Remember that the car I had, that green car?
You
Got
just-
Oh,
stolen.
you left it in there.
I left my iPod in there, some money in there, and they took it all.
Oh my
Some
god.
money.
Yeah, there was.
Eddie had his life savings in there.
No, actually, I think it was like $50 in the cigarette thing that I was gonna put gas in, and they took
Yeah,
that
you're
too.
gonna put $50 in that car that you were driving?
At the time, gas was expensive.
Yeah. When was that?
Like, I don't know, it was like almost like $4 a gallon back then. So to fill up was
That takes us into our new what we're gonna be talking about today. When gas was so high,
yeah,
and that might change maybe.
maybe.
It depends what side you're on the presidential election,
We'll
Okay, so first of all, whether you're for Trump or Biden, I don't know. I think it's a mess. I mean, I think they really screwed up this mail-in ballot thing. I just, people knew they had to mail in these ballots in advance, right? You have people
Mhm.
mailing in ballots the day of, and
Well,
say
then-
it takes
well,
days.
some-
In the same state, it takes days for it to get there. I've mailed shit to New York. It got there in 2 days.
But I
Well,
think
no.
it's
So
long.
every state had a different rule, so you never knew. I mean,
I know. But
some states had the IRS rule. If you get it in by midnight on election day, like just like get it on midnight on the 15th, it's good.
okay,
As long
And some
know
said it had to be at the counting office at 8 o'clock on election day, and
I get it, but I think the mailing thing should be outlawed. I think
Well,
it's-
what
no.
about-
Well, universal mailing, what they did this year, that should be outlawed. You can for years you could request a mail-in ballot if you knew you were going to be out of town or you just didn't want to go to poll, but you had to go. Now, I did it one year. I got my sample ballot, and in the back, and you could tear off, and you
Yeah.
send that back if you wanted a mail-in, and I did that, and they sent me a ballot. This was so long ago. It was the old punch card, and I had to get a paper clip and pull it apart so I can punch the hole. but I did it. But it was, I requested it. What happened here in California and I think other states, they just sent, if you're a registered voter, they just sent you a ballot, and it didn't matter if you're still registered, if you still live there, if you're still alive. They just send those ballots out. And I mean, you say they messed it up. I mean, some people say this is exactly what they wanted.
Well, I think so. I mean, that's just my opinion. Only because, especially for this election, and there was much more. There was a lot more ballots this time. Like there was more than usual. Like
a lot more people voted.
Turnout was higher.
A lot more people voted this year.
I think more people voted for Trump this year than 4 years ago, and he still lost.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that for them to go, and you could say that it's because of the coronavirus.
He hasn't lost yet.
Oh, there's no. It's not done yet until
it's not over until it's over.
Yeah, nobody has been claimed the winner in the election, but Biden is ahead, basically everywhere. I think it's.
And he just pulled ahead in Georgia.
All these votes
and Pennsylvania.
Well, now they should be able to call it. Now they got enough votes, so.
But I think I heard in the morning that there were still votes going in, so they can't really. It's so close that there's still votes coming in.
It's hard to imagine if you threw your ballot in the mailbox on Tuesday afternoon that it's still on its way. I mean, I can believe that, but then, like I said, it was this thing. There was no set rule.
If I mailed my ballot on Tuesday, I would never mail my ballot on Tuesday.
Plus, there's still like,
they even gave everybody early time to vote by mail or even in person. And if you want to wait till the day of to register and vote, I just think it's just a flaw. I mean, it's like, before you would vote in person, there was only one day, right?
I think it's I think it's always been like that. It's just been more magnified this year than in past elections, because everybody. I mean, there's been mail-in voting for a long time.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying.
But like I said, you ask for the ballot; they don't just send it to you.
Right.
Yeah. But
because of
they send it to you. I mean, they were just sending ballots out this time
because of the pandemic.
I didn't request no ballot. I got 2 of them.
2 for you or
no for me? I was like, what? I didn't even request one. I still have it. I have one. I kept one. I threw the other one away, but I have one still because I kept it just because I never had a ballot before. I never had one. I tore it up. I tore the other one up and threw it away because.
I was going to say fill it out for Trump and send it in.
No, that's what I mean. That's how things happen. It's just, and not even that. It's just human error. It's mail. You have to depend on the mailing, whoever's picking it up, on whoever's doing this.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's not just this election. It's every time you do that, you're basic. Just like if you mail a bill, you're putting money. You don't put cash in there. You put a check.
You put a check. Yeah.
Yeah, you still hoping, hey, nothing happens, nobody steals it. But if it does, at least you have a little bit of protection where the bank, maybe you could call and say, hey, this happened, and they'll reimburse you or something. But if you send cash, you're out of luck, right?
Right.
Now, you never know what could happen. Not saying people are gonna change the thing, but it could be damaged by mail handling, and that's even before it gets to the people that count it, right? And that's just my opinion on all that. And I just
Listen, I knew we were gonna have problems when LA County sent me. Did you get this like a couple months before? You got that kind of like a postcard. It was like one piece, and it was closed, and it was kind of like glued. And you opened it up, and they said, they like said to me, "Hello, Alberto. We see that you're registered here. If you're, I mean, it was complete. It was like, if this is you, you don't have to do anything. But if it's not you, fill this out and send it in. And that's how can you do that? Like, let's say they send me that postcard to my an old address. How was I supposed to do that? I mean, just in the beginning.
Yeah, I should have
gotten that postcard, opened it up, say, "Hey, Alberto, is this you? Send this in so we know you're still here."
Yeah.
But what they're saying is, hey, Alberto, if this is not you, if you don't live here, send this in. Well, how am I supposed to get that if I don't live there?
Yeah,
And right there from the beginning, that was a poison system right there.
But you know who gets it, right? Whoever's in that residence now, and they could be on the opposite of you and just say,
no. But okay, well, let's say I got him one for Billy, who used to live here 10 years ago. And he was registered.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a sealed. I mean, I know it's not like an envelope, but it's supposed to be sealed. Yes. I can't open Billy's mail. I'll get in trouble.
Yes.
So how am I supposed to open Billy's mail and then tell the election people, no, Billy doesn't live here anymore? Fill this out for Billy and send it in.
Well, like
the sender.
You see, I mean, that's where we began.
No, the one you got was kind of open, right? Where you could actually look in there, right? Didn't that happen? Where you said you got one? It was supposed to be sealed, right? But you never know. Sometimes they get unsealed by wear and tear. Whatever. Yeah. Somebody might open it. Who knows? Who knows? And you can read and go, "What the fuck is this? What if I'm not Billy? I'm not going to open something that's not mine because it's illegal, and you're a good citizen, so you don't do that kind of stuff, right?" But
and even if
there's people that aren't good citizens that, hey, I want to see what this is because they're politically into this thing, and hey, nobody's going to know. I'm going to see what's going on here, right? I mean,
but the thing was, now Eddie said right now you could have returned to sender, but how do we know? How do we know that when they get it back over there, they just throw it away because it's not open? Yeah, I mean, they didn't say, if we get it back, return to sender, we're just going to take this person off the roll. And they would say that because, well, it could have gone into the wrong mailbox and, your neighbor sent it back. He didn't give it to you. He just sent it back. And then now you're not going to be registered when you show up on election day.
Yeah,
you know what?
That's a whole different thing. Like if Eddie gets a mail and it has the wrong address on it, then you return to sender because this is the wrong address, I'm sending it back. But if it has the same address, it could have been from somebody living there before you. It could have.
It's human error because I've gotten mail like from my neighbor's mail. I've gotten mail to my house and then I just go.
We've all had.
I just go and drop it in their mailbox, but.
I sometimes get mail from another apartment complex down the street because I have the same apartment number as the person at their apartment number, and the addresses are just kind of the same.
That's just human error. Numbers. It's just
it's both human and then whatever machine sorting it down at the post office.
That's your mail carrier.
You live in an apartment and you have the same number as somebody in another section. Say you live in room 6, section 8. People usually know. Oh, I know where it goes. I could either walk it down there, or I can, if I don't want to be, I don't know them, but I know they live there. I'll put it in my mailbox and I'll leave it in the hands of the postal service to get it to where they go. Or you could be a good neighbor and walk it down. But if it's
stick it on the door or something.
Yeah, if you're in a home and you get something that says your name, a different name, but a different address. A whole different address. Now, Eddie is right. You put it in the mailbox. You don't have to put return to sender. You put it in the mailbox, and the post office man should know. Oh, okay, it's something's wrong with it, right? Hopefully, he'll look at the address and say that it's wrong. Or you probably should, if the address is right and it's a different name, you should write return to sender because you'll probably get it back again.
Yeah, you'll get it back in 3 days once it goes back through the post office.
Yeah, or the mailman will walk down the street and loop back around and put it back in with your next batch.
So you're gonna get it whether you like it or not.
But anyway, that's. I just think it's a mess, and I know it's always been that way. But because they were just mailing out ballots without people requesting them, I think it got out of hand.
I think that happened because of the whole pandemic thing.
They used that as a reason. I mean, believe me, we're at the point. I'm going to give them a break because they decided this way back in June or July. I mean, we still really didn't know. We've got an idea exactly how this pandemic was working. But I mean, believe me now, people go to the grocery store, people go to Target, they go places. If they could do that, they could have gone and voted. In here, like LA County, we had 5 days of in-person voting. Yes. Which I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm okay with some kind of extension, not a whole month, but maybe into the weekend before election day, and then we're done on Tuesday. But
Yeah, I agree
people,
with that.
and they've made it even so easy. You can go anywhere in LA County to any polling place, take your little card or something, and they'll get you your ballot. It's not like the old days where you had to go to
Your
that
polling place.
neighbor's garage or that church or that school that was close to your house.
Yeah, you had to go to your polling
I mean,
place.
you if you worked in downtown LA, you could have worked, the whole day and then just shot up to Dodger Stadium and voted there.
Mhm.
On Friday before the election, on the day before the election, on election day. I don't know if you're working on the weekend. You could have done it on Saturday and Sunday. I mean,
Yeah,
we're making
that's-
we're making it really easy now to vote in person, and still,
And,
the
that-
the powers that wanted to use the virus to do this whole mail-in crap that right now is, nobody cares here in California. This was Biden's blowout, but I mean, all these battleground states, and you're seeing this. If they're still getting ballots in the mail today, how do we know they weren't turned in Wednesday afternoon when people woke up, or when Wednesday morning?
Don't know.
How do I know at 2 a.m, they were noticing, in Michigan and Wisconsin that Trump was in the lead, and somebody went and just dumped a whole bunch of ballots in a mailbox somewhere, and
That's a
you
good-
got to count all the votes.
That's a good question, because Tuesday night, here's just an example. And like I said, whoever wins. But okay, I think it was one of
Tuesday
those
night,
states. It was either
Trump was on his way.
Wisconsin. Yeah, he was ahead by
He was ahead in Wisconsin
400,000,
and ahead in Michigan.
ridiculous amount of vote ahead. And then the next one, they said at 2 or 3 in the morning.
They stopped
They got
counting.
a mail. They got some mail. They got a mail package, and it was 500,000 mail-in ballots at wee hours in the morning.
You see that chart that they're going the red line, the blue line, like every hour, and then all of a sudden you see Biden just shoot up, like
And it's
straight up, like thousands of ballots just came in just for Biden, one right after the other.
Just got to
And
trust the system.
And I'm okay with all that, but then when they say they're at a certain percentage where it's like, oh man, this thing should be over already, and then all of a sudden they should know how many ballots they set out, and just all of a sudden half a billion ballots roll in the middle of the night. I mean, you can't put a percentage at, hey, it's already 90% done, 95, 96% done, and then you get half a billion ballots. Oh well, we just got a little shipment in. It doesn't sound right to me.
You can't say that when you don't know how many are in the mail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't. With California is another example. The polls closed at 7. At 7:01, they claim Biden, or 8 at 8:01, they claim Biden won already, and they haven't. And he's going to win anyway. But the fact is, I mean, they care about everybody's vote. Hey, we want everybody's vote counts. We want their vote counted. Well, wait till you count the votes. I mean, at least give them fucking 5 minutes. Every other state, they're leaving
that's
open.
been a lot of times, especially like I think when Obama won that, it's 6 o'clock here in California. Our post is over for 2 hours, and Obama's won enough states back east that he's won the Electoral College, and they call it, and then but they they tell people here in California, hey, keep going to vote, even though the big prize, the president's been decided. I mean, there's still other stuff here in California to vote on, but I mean that's always been the thing. And like I said, I know they called Biden at 8:01, but it's it's and there is. I mean, if they have been doing exit polls and there was like a lot of people saying they voted for Trump, they might have not. But I mean, they called California, Oregon, Washington like that, 8:01 or as soon as they were done.
And
Because they know.
Same with Arizona. They called Arizona in most places except for
That
any
one
station,
was weird.
CNN.
And they had
And-
called it for Biden, right? And then they said, "Oh no."
Yeah,
we're
I'm
still-
sorry.
we're still
They call
counting.
it for Biden.
CNN had called it for Biden, so he was
No,
at like.
it was actually Fox and
Fox
Oh
News.
yeah. You're right. It was Fox.
and there was another one, and I don't know who it was. It was another one, and actually CNN actually was one of the ones that did it.
Mhm.
And I'm just wondering how they do that. It's like, why don't they wait? They don't even
They
know. That's what I mean about they don't know how many ballots are going to come in. So don't call it until you stop. Hey, it's done. You can't.
Well,
You could just
okay,
wait
well,
till the deadline.
when?
When's the deadline
Okay.
for Arizona? When's the deadline for California? When's the
Every state
deadline?
has their own, but
Well,
the real deadline would be December 12th, because that's when the Electoral College meets in Washington to cast their votes.
wait till December 12th.
Well,
What if a ballot gets lost in the mail? What if 100,000 ballots get lost in the mail and get shipped to another country and they mail it back, but it's post dated on the date it's supposed to be before the election?
So Steve, what you would want is on election night, there's no calling. All the ballots come in, they start counting them, and what do they say? You know what? We'll announce in 2 weeks. And then they go on the news, and all the Secretary of States of every state say, okay, these are our final results. I mean that could alleviate all this, but like we wouldn't know all this. We wouldn't see the totals in Pennsylvania. You couldn't be out there protesting and getting the lawyers involved because nobody knows it. Right now, this is all going on behind the scenes. I mean, you'll have poll watchers. People, the candidates can send their people in to take a look, but then even then, stuff's gonna leak out at that point.
But do you think there's actually fraud? I don't believe that. I don't believe. I don't believe that there's that much fraud.
I think there is. I mean, I'm not saying that there's enough to change an election, but
enough to
there's
enough
good
to change
people.
An election.
There's bad
Yeah,
people.
Yeah,
Don't
like
tell me
everything.
that you can't have somebody that's counting a ballot that want to go that hates either Biden so much or Trump that much that would, if they could, crumble it up and throw it away. There's out of everybody in this whole America, don't tell me there's one person that isn't not right that wouldn't do that.
Well, I'm sure there is, but I don't think it's enough to change an election.
Well, it's still fraud.
It's fraud.
Yeah, it's not going to change. You never know, too.
But like
you got to admit, everybody for some reason you think hates Trump with a passion, with what they would wish he was dead. All this awful stuff, right?
Eddie.
Great.
I don't hate him. I don't.
But there's people out there that does, and they if he died, they would be happy and cheering and whatever, right? Whatever. But don't tell me that there are people that hate that much that wouldn't do something. You could call it human error, but that really isn't human error. That's fraud. But there is human error too. Somebody could just accidentally do something stupid or whatever. But there is, and like I said, in this election, would it change it? It depends how many people hate Donald Trump. Be honestly, it depends. It depends. We'll never know. That's the whole thing with this thing. Now, I voted. I went in person.
We'll know. Kind of like just we knew in 2000 in Florida, and
okay, you're right. You're right.
Eventually, because all this will become public record, and independent journalists, or if somebody wants to write a book, they can go into Pennsylvania and check all the votes, and they have the time and they have the people, and
And I think that's what the president, Trump's, they're trying to do. Hey, you know what? They know the situation. There's people don't. And what's funny is I think they thought Biden was really just going to run away because everybody hates Trump, right?
Well, that's what the media has been saying for months.
They've been saying that it's going to be a blowout. But look at Biden. I don't know how the hell Biden got the most votes ever out of everybody in the whole presidency. He got fucking 70 million out of somebody.
Is that the record, or is it just more than?
That's the record. You know who's got the number 2 record?
Obama.
Donald Trump. He's got 69 million. So it's like, okay, everybody hates Trump.
This year.
It's just the voter
this
turnout.
year.
I think the voter turnout was what did that.
Yeah, but I guarantee. I mean, whoever wins, I'm gonna be cool and happy or whatever. But I don't think people who voted for Biden. I mean, some people voted for Biden because they believe in him and all that. But I think a lot of them voted because they don't like Trump.
It was a referendum on Trump. You don't even need a Democrat or any others. The ballot should have just said, "Do you want Trump to continue being president? Yes or no?"
Exactly.
That should have just been the ballot. Do you want Trump to continue being president? If you vote no, Joe Biden's president.
Exactly.
That's really what the ballot should have been.
And hey,
there's nothing wrong with that.
They picked somebody who's a nice guy. He's not very. loud. He's not also, what do you call it when you're when somebody's you don't have to say loud, but they're more
Boisterous,
no, they're more
Laid back.
confrontational.
well, not that. I want to use
Laid
the
back.
word. No, when you're more like dominant. We're like,
Oh.
hey, this person's in charge, and they're up there talking like, they won't get pushed around or nothing. There's a difference between Trump and the Biden. Even when Hillary Clinton ran, she was a little more. She was kind of dominant too. They were two dominant people going after each other. But that'd be
Or
like
you have to be
Pence.
dominant to run
That'd be
for
like-
president.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Biden doesn't look dominant to me. It looks like he's just. I mean, I'm sure
But
he's a
Biden-
nice guy. He's like just a nice old dude. He's a nice guy, and they just threw a
Yeah.
nice guy, and they put a woman vice president in there, somebody that called him a racist.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is she's going to take over. If Biden wins,
you-
she's going to take over eventually. I don't know when, but that's who we're going to get. if
January
Biden-
2023.
2024.
January 21st, 2023. You want to know why? Because then she can run for president twice.
Maybe.
I mean,
Unless
you know-
they get him out of here right away if he wins, because I don't know. He just doesn't seem like he's very.
Well,
He
this is
can't-
why.
he
This is
can't-
why.
I
That's
think
why I
he's-
kind of say that the virus is going to continue well into next year and probably into early 2022 because that's going to protect Biden. He doesn't have to do a State of the Union. He doesn't have to go to conferences like NATO. They're not going to be able to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll loosen up restrictions, but I mean it's going to continue because the virus protects Biden. And like I'm saying, I really think that the playbook right now is get Biden through the midterms in 2 years. In 2022, try to keep the House, try to get the Senate,
Uh-huh.
and then some way or another, maybe you convince Biden, put country first, and he's slipping into Alzheimer's, it looks like, and dementia, and he steps down in early, January in 2023.
He'll do it for the
And,
good of the
and,
country.
and Kamala Harris goes into the 2024 election as the incumbent.
Yeah, because he steps down, vice president.
Because really, I mean, if they did this like in June of next year, 2021, if they just take him out and put in Kamala, that is the ultimate bait and switch. And there are a lot of Democrats who will just who will go along with it, but you're going to turn off a lot of people, a lot of centrists, and I mean definitely all the Republicans. They can't do it this early because it is an absolute bait and switch. I mean,
yeah,
they'll
they'll look
they
bad.
should have just run Kamala from the beginning.
But they
So-
do. If they did, they would lose.
And they'll lose the House and they'll keep losing the Senate. I don't know what the Senate's looking like. I mean, it could be a Democratic Senate too. I don't know what's going on over in Georgia, but they have 2 Senate races.
I heard
But-
the last I heard before the show, I think a Democrat won, and they went up 1, so they were ahead 1 before the
In
show
Georgia?
started. I want to
Georgia?
say it was Georgia or Arizona.
Well, Arizona.
Well,
No, no, it was
Arizona.
Arizona. It was McCain's.
She lost, right? McSally lost.
Oh, see, yeah, McSally lost to the astronaut.
Astronaut
have-
won.
I think
Yeah.
all you have to do is hope that if
Yeah,
the
well, I
president
mean-
wins, that he's just able to work with the Congress and just hope for the
the
best.
president wins?
The more
President Trump?
Democrats, the more
No,
work
I mean,
he's going to be able to do.
Whoever
Whoever
wins,
wins.
yeah,
the
I just hope
presidency.
he can work with both the Senate and the
Yes,
House-
I do too.
I just
Okay.
hope they can, for the good of the country. We've been through a lot this year, and it's a shame that
Okay.
they don't work together, knowing what everybody has gone through.
Okay, Eddie, I got something for you. Okay, now this is just a question for debate. That's all it is.
Mhm.
Okay,
Get ready to fight.
Do you think that I'm not even the people, but the I guess you could say the government. I guess really want Trump out of office.
The
The deep
government.
state?
Well, I think
I mean, do you think they want him out so bad that they can find a way? Do you think they're that powerful where they could do that? this is just for debate. I'm not saying that. Hey,
I don't
I'm
think
crying
so.
about anything. You don't think so, Alberto? What do you think?
Well,
Well, I'll let Eddie answer first.
All right.
do I think the government is powerful enough to? Well, yeah, because if they impeached him, they tried it and it didn't work. So I think the government is powerful
They
enough
didn't.
to get rid
They
of a
didn't.
president.
Well, they did impeach him.
No, that's what I'm saying. The government is powerful enough to get rid of a president if they really wanted to, because they
So-
tried it with Trump by
so do
impeaching
you-
him.
Okay, so do you think with the election, if they really wanted him out and they did whatever they could to get him out, whether it was fraud by counting or anything, any whatever, it could be anything. Do you think that they wanted him out of office so bad, or do you think it was just a fair fight all around?
I think it was a fair fight. I mean, people voted. Remember, people are still voting. I mean, votes are still coming in. It's either you're for one or you're for the other, right? And there
So
was
you
a
think
lot
it's
of.
you think it's a
it
fair
was-
fight?
Well, yeah, because there was a lot. There was a
That's
lot
all
of
I'm asking. Okay,
There was a lot of Republicans that turned on Trump because they were running
you
ads
have
for.
the data for this. You have the printouts.
I don't have. No, I'm sorry.
Well,
My
who
secretary is.
told you? Who told
No.
you that there's a lot of Republicans that turned on Trump? That's all I want to know. You
had
don't
that,
know.
They had that pact, the Republicans against Donald
Never
Trump.
Trumpers.
They were running ads for Biden against Trump, and the
Okay.
other way around. There was people running ads for Trump against Biden. So yeah,
Of
I think
course.
it was a fair fight. I think
Okay.
I think it was a fair fight.
All right. So Eddie thinks it's a fair fight. Alberto, what do you think? You
Well,
think the
first of all,
government wanted out Trump? Do you think he wanted?
First of
do you
all,
thi-
I enjoyed Eddie sort of with that Freudian slip. You know, when you kind of say something, when Eddie said they're still voting, and then he had to backtrack.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Eddie, there's-
I think I think Eddie knows something we don't know.
yeah, you notice I didn't stop him because they probably are still voting. Okay, let's go, Alberto. What do you think?
Okay, well, now when you're talking of government, I mean, the impeachment thing has always been there. I mean, I think what people, conspiracy theories, and it's that when you say government, you're talking about bureaucrats and the FBI and like places like that. Not so much the politicians.
Okay, I'm
Because,
sorry. I'm sorry, not the government. The
What they call the deep
Democrat-
state.
Yeah, is that what it's called? Like I'm basically saying
Yeah.
the other party.
The swamp.
There you go, the swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they said.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Not the government, but the swamp. You're right. I'm sorry.
Oh shit,
Damn.
Eddie. You know what? Eddie doesn't know how to be on camera.
I was reaching for my drink.
Yeah, it looked like
Yeah,
a-
you
looked
got
like-
you got to put it over here like me. So you don't want me doing this. Jesus, that was scary, man. Well, I mean, Trump went in to fight them. So I mean, is there like a full-on conspiracy? I don't want to believe that, because at that point,
Not
what's
yet.
the point in having a country?
There's
Are
not-
there actors kind of like those guys in the FBI, that those lovers, they were sending emails and we got to get this guy out? Are there individuals and maybe they have a friend or two? Yeah, but like I don't believe there's like a whole 60% of the FBI who wants to do something, or bureaucrats in the State Department, or I don't want to believe there's an actual plot. And are there bad actors in there? Sure. And if Biden gets in there, will there be bad actors who are trying to make his life hard and get him voted out in 4 years? I'm pretty sure there will be.
Yeah.
But
It's
to
like-
honestly believe, but I mean, it was kind of like in 2008, I was talking to my mom, and this was still during the primaries, and she wanted Hillary in 2008. She was voting for her, and she said she couldn't vote for Obama because there would be a plot to kill him. And okay, people may believe that, but I mean, at that point, why? I mean, there's no reason to even believe in the country anymore. If you truly believe that the Secret Service would have assassinated Obama back in 2008, 2009 when he got elected, that's really the end of our
democracy.
government.
Yeah, that's it. That I agree with that. I think that's the end of it. I believe that that's why the impeachment thing is there for, but that's only in case of the president does something that deserves
been-
of it.
There have been 3 impeached and
Yeah.
none
of
taken
them
out.
none taken out.
Who knows if Nixon had decided to sit and fight it, maybe he would have been, removed. But he quit just before even the impeachment vote came up. And really, all 3, Andrew Johnson back in the 1860s, and Clinton and Trump were just politically motivated. It was a trial with the outcome was already predetermined. We knew back in January when they were doing this impeachment on Trump that he wasn't going to get removed. I mean, it would take just some amazing evidence coming out in the last second to change all the Republicans.
Now,
Mine.
I think that outcome would have been different if the Democrats would had control of the Senate.
2/3.
Yeah, if they had the majority when they impeached him, I think they would have.
Oh yeah,
I think they would have got
if the Republicans had the majority back in '98.
back in when Clinton. Yeah,
Clinton would have been removed. 88 or 89. I mean, 88, 98, 99.
90, yeah, I think he would have been ousted too.
Yeah, I mean,
so
if you have the votes, the outcome is different.
it's different. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like the Andrew Johnson impeachment where one guy from the opposite party went against removal.
Mm-hmm.
Back you can say back in the days maybe they had more integrity, but very few Republicans. I think Romney did it. Voted to remove.
Yeah, I think
not.
From what I remember, I think there was like Romney was one of them, and then there was a couple more that were like.
There was one that voted for one article and then didn't vote for the second.
Right, so they were kind of on the either way, and they voted for him. So not to remove him,
Well,
I don't know. It's just politics, and who knows what.
Well, I could say this: if you're for Biden, you're happy right now. If you're for Trump, you're aggravated, upset, and it would have went the other way if Trump was leading, and this all happened. Maybe Trump was the ballot dude that all of his votes for a ballot.
The Republicans had the mail-ins ready to go just in case.
Yeah.
Everything would be different.
And I don't want to sound like a downer about anything, but it just sounds like these. It's like, okay, well, these ballots are coming in. It's like it's almost nonstop. It's like, okay, well, we're on day 4 now. It's like, I don't think nobody should be calling nothing. Just get whenever. I don't even know when they say today, Pennsylvania. I guess that's the main one, right? Let's say, how do they know there's not more ballots going to come?
Pennsylvania, really, Pennsylvania or Georgia, depending on who's accepting Arizona and Nevada.
Yeah, it depends who comes out with the county. Some states are just hanging. North Carolina, they're not going to say nothing until next week. I don't know why. They haven't done shit in like 2 days.
Because it's funny, if you go through all the Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, and you look at all their maps, they're all different. And that's really, that's really up to the networks. But there's no. Usually, back in the old days, it was the AP. The AP would call it, and then all the networks follow.
How many electoral colleges are at stake? Because Trump is at what, 213, and Biden is at 253, I think it was.
Biden,
yeah.
If you count Arizona, Biden was at 264. Meaning all he needs is Nevada.
All he needs is Nevada.
That was 6, and that was 270.
So is there any, I know they're still counting, but is there any possible way that Trump can win?
Trump would have to get back Georgia, get back Pennsylvania, win North Carolina.
He could go without Nevada, right?
And win because
so he's got to run the table. So he's got to run the whole table.
Yeah,
would that put him at a tie? 260.
I think he would need Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and I think he needs to get Nevada because that puts him just over 270, 272 or something. And for whatever reason, Alaska hasn't been called yet. But
Alaska's
That's
going to be Trump.
Yeah, I mean
Well-
that's solid Republican.
Well,
That's like
same with-
California. I mean that should have been 1 minute after after the polls closed.
Same
Is
with
there a
North
possibility
Carolina,
of
right?
them-
Is that Trump's too? They're not going to say. They said they're not going to say nothing until next week. It hasn't moved in 2 days, so is he
But
going to
they're-
take that one?
Would there be a possibility of 269?
I think that's the only one he's keeping. I think there's no mathematical possibility 269 split.
There
Yeah,
is.
Ne-
There is. There
who would
is.
decide? Who would decide the?
There is a
in case that-
possibility, Alberto,
In case that
that
happens,
Okay.
it goes to. Where does
The
it? It goes to.
the incumbent.
It goes
or-
to the new
No.
Congress. It goes to the new
Yes.
Congress after January. They vote by state, so it's not like not like all the Congress people vote. They get in their state delegations and they vote there, and then that's one vote per state, and then I think it's majority 26 to the victory. I don't think DC gets to vote on that. And
It is possible.
or 26 or majority, because some states will be tied. I mean, they have 10 Congress people, they have 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans. So-
It's possible though, Eddie. It is possible.
And
is?
if it went like that, I think right now, Trump wins in the Congress, in the House. I think the Republicans hold enough states. They have enough over the Democrats, even with the ties.
But if Trump loses Pennsylvania, it's over.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. No matter if he doesn't get.
Well, right now, Pennsylvania or Georgia, that's all. If you give Biden Arizona and he wins,
Nevada.
I mean he doesn't. I mean he doesn't even need Georgia or Pennsylvania. Biden. I mean right now it's 274 with Arizona, and he wins Nevada. That's 270.
Okay, so right now, what is he at right now without Arizona?
I think he's at 253, or no, 260.
No, 250.
Two-
Oh
Yeah,
no, 260.
64 minus 11, 253. I believe he's at 253.
yeah.
So
He doesn't have
without
to win anything. but
Arizona.
Pennsylvania- Yeah,
many
he doesn't
electoral
even have to.
colleges?
He doesn't have to win Arizona. He doesn't
Or
have to win
Nevada.
Nevada. He doesn't have to win anything. If he wins Pennsylvania, that's 20. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to win
No,
anything.
That's it. That's it.
So if he just wins, he could lose all the rest. Just say, probably not going to
Just-
happen. But if he
And-
does, and he wins
here's-
Pennsylvania, it's over.
Other than North Dakota and Alaska, if they haven't been called, as soon as they call any state right now, Nevada, Pennsylvania, or Georgia, that's it. It's over. In the voting wise, it's over, and then we're off to the courts. But
Well, not Georgia.
I mean-
I think
no,
Pennsylvania is the only one that'll give him the push to over to 270
with Arizona or without Arizona.
without Arizona because it's
Well, yeah,
not,
if he wins
it's not done yet.
Pennsylvania, if Pennsylvania is 20 electoral votes,
Yes,
right? So
but
so
Alberto
that
keeps like
that would be
everybody
20.
else.
That would
like
be 20.
Eddie's-
He's at 253. So yeah,
Yes.
he's 273.
We said that, Eddie. He just
Yeah.
needs Pennsylvania. He hasn't won Arizona.
Right. So he just
Everybody's
needs-
saying he's won it, but nobody,
No.
like I said, it's all messed up. He doesn't win it until it's over.
Pennsylvania would do it.
Yes. Now
Yeah.
Trump, if Biden doesn't get Pennsylvania, now there's going to be some
Back and
there.
forth.
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
going to be some. There's going to be a hey, well, wait a minute, let's see what's going on, and then Trump wins Arizona,
Mhm.
and he's probably going to take what is it North Carolina? Then he's probably going to
Yeah.
going to have Alaska. He's going to have what's that one delegate up there, and he's probably going to win that. There's one delegate up in
Or you get 3 in Alaska.
Dakota. No, not Alaska.
The Dakotas have all been already. He's
No,
already
there's
won
one.
those.
Well, there's one that's left up in the.
Not
It hasn't been
Maine,
decided.
Maine?
Maine, but that's been decided already. I'm looking at the Fox News map.
Okay, well, there's one. You know how like there it's in. Is it Montana where there's two places you can win or something like that? I think Trump won the state.
Only Maine and Nebraska split the electoral college votes. So it would probably be Maine. And, I mean, both of those states have been decided.
Okay,
Maine.
what's in Maine?
Huh?
What's the split in Maine?
2 for the state, and then there's 2 congressional districts, so they split, and they split already. One was a Democrat, one was a Republican win. So Biden in Maine got the 2 votes, and then he got 1 for 1 congressional district, and then Trump got the other.
Okay.
Biden
Okay, so
got
those are
3,
done.
Trump got 1. The only other state to split will be Nebraska. Trump won the state, so he got 2 votes. He also got 2 of the districts, and then Biden won, I guess, Omaha out in the east, and so he got 1 electoral college vote. Now, to your point, yeah, there is a way for a 269 split. If I just had it in my head, I think if Biden loses Arizona, they take that back, but he takes. He
Nevada?
loses Arizona. He takes Georgia, I believe, and Pennsylvania.
No.
I have to
Not
sit and redo the
Pennsylvania.
math right now.
Pennsylvania
let
has
me
to go
redo
to
the math.
Pennsylvania has
That's
to go
11.
to Trump,
That's 53.
no matter what, for it to go to 269 apiece.
Yeah, I think if he loses Pennsylvania, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
Let me see. If Biden loses Arizona, so that's 53,
Pennsylvania.
and then wins Georgia, so he goes up to 269, and then Trump wins everything else. Wins Arizona, wins Nevada, wins Pennsylvania, and wins North Carolina. I believe that's
269.
so.
So it's
There is
possible.
still, it's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, the rate that it's going, it doesn't look like it. All the mail that's coming in is
Because
it looks
Nevada
like
was pretty close,
you know
right?
what's,
There was
you know what's
only-
funny is at least Arizona. Like it seems like that's the only steam that Trump has, that he's getting more when they're dropping these drops of mail-in votes that they're giving everybody news on. He's winning them those, and they kind of say that he's probably going to win that state, but you never know. Who knows? But every other state, every mail ballot that's coming in is for
Biden.
Biden. Crazy. Hey, we have Brian from the Fortress tuned in.
Oh boy.
My buddy Brian. How you doing, Brian? Hello, Mary. I don't know. You know, it's been it's crazy. It's too bad that they can't do it and have it done that night, you know. But you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people, there's a lot of things behind the scenes, and some people sit in front of the TV for fucking 4 days thinking they're gonna get something, and you know, ain't nothing happening. Something will happen in the morning and maybe in the afternoon, and then it stays the same all night. You're sitting there watching.
Kind of like on Tuesday, you go to sleep, and Trump was winning, leading in Michigan and Wisconsin, and I woke up in the morning, and all of a sudden those states were light blue.
Yeah, everything he had like 400,000 leads and most everything, and you wake up and like, what? They're that in the morning we had a big mail drop.
Yeah, and what happened? I went to Dodger Stadium, bought some World Series stuff, and I got home, and all of a sudden Biden had won Michigan and Wisconsin in less than we're looking at almost 12 hours. So
man, I would have never known Biden. I'd be honestly, I'm just
should have told me.
I'm talking about both sides, but I didn't know Biden. Maybe they just didn't. I don't know. Maybe there was some secret closet Biden people. Maybe. Fuck, that's a whole lot of goddamn people.
That's a lot of votes. It's a lot of votes overnight.
Look at Trump actually kicked ass, and any other election he would have won handily.
Yeah.
But like I said, Biden gets the most votes out of everybody, even everybody's beloved Obama. It's just more people probably voted. Who knows? Maybe there was some. Like I said, Eddie, we could go to this ballot thing where there's human error, there's there's dishonest people. Who knows? It's just so many. It's so many votes. It's just so many.
Yeah,
and ballots were just mailed out to anybody. I didn't ask for a ballot. Did you?
Did I ask for one? No,
no.
I didn't ask for one. Yeah, I didn't. What the hell?
Well, this happened to me during the primary. They sent me a ballot I didn't ask for it. And then when I went to vote in the polling place, they actually gave me a provisional because they go, well, how do we know you haven't mailed in your other ballot and now you're over here trying to vote?
What'd you say?
And I did. I mean, I voted provisionally. I go, it's back at home. You want me to go get it? It's like, no, we'll just give you a provisional. And I'm all okay. And then I think 3 or 4 weeks later, I got a letter from the board of the register saying, "Yeah, we counted your vote."
It's crazy, Eddie.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Okay, so now if Biden wins, it's
Mhm.
okay. Everybody, if anybody's listening, it hasn't been decided. It hasn't been what do you call it when somebody wins? It hasn't been
Certified.
It's not
certified.
official certified.
But if Biden wins, do you think it's the stock market's going to crash? Do you think this
Not
thing
crash,
with,
but might slow down or pull back a bit, but I don't think it'll crash.
I don't think it'll crash.
Unless the Democrats take over the Senate, and then you'll see a big sell-off. I mean, it'll be kind of like back when the pandemic started. Remember, it fell all the way back down to the teens.
yeah,
We might see a sell-off. I mean, it won't crash to 0 or it'll go down to like 5, but investors will pull out, and people who have money will hide it, take it offshore. Then they're not gonna. I don't think they'll want to invest.
well, I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Just hope for the
We'll have
best.
to, we'll have to see.
Mhm.
Okay, let's put aside Biden. Okay, Biden wins. Let's hope, if Biden wins, I hope everything, the economy stays the same. Everything is good, because if you look back in the past 4 years and forget about if you hate or you hate Trump or you don't like him because you believe he's racist or you believe he's a dick or whatever you think of him. But as far as the country has been going, do you think it's been going good or do you think it's been going bad? I'm not talking about people divided. I'm not talking about all this stupid shit that people should be able to handle themselves. I'm talking about how the United States has been running. Do you guys think it's been running good, or do you think, hey, it's stunk and we need a change for that reason, not because of being divided or because of racist stuff or whatever you want to say?
Economy-wise, I mean, we were on fire until the virus showed up, and I mean, I mean, unemployment was I think the lowest ever. So that way we were fine.
Okay, Eddie.
We weren't getting into shooting wars. I mean, there was still, we blew up that general. Well, I mean, we weren't really, getting into new wars. And as much as people try to blame Trump, we were gonna. I mean, we should have been up to World War VII, I think, at this point, with North Korea and Iran and all these other, everything that Trump did. People criticized, and we were on to war.
So you're saying that we stayed out of war.
Even though, I think there's still a lot of behind the scenes thing with Saudi Arabia and what they're doing in Yemen, and we're funding, and that could come back to get us in the end. Trump, like other person said on the radio, other than Jimmy Carter, I don't think there's been a president in modern time that just doesn't want to go to war.
Eddie?
I think the country was doing good. I mean, I had no complaints. As far as wars and stuff, yeah, he pulled us out, but I think
he pulled us out even when it was criticized, out of Kurdistan.
There is people that think that wars are good for government because it's a Well,
there's people that think it's good, but then there's people
even for government, but also for the economy, for
the economy.
What Eisenhower said was the military industrial complex, that you got to be careful that there are companies, Boeing and that make money off building fighter jets to go bomb.
Okay, so off of all that, the country was doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
but like I said, you don't want to talk about the infighting and all that.
No,
but that's like the real problem. It's
that's the problem. That is the problem,
and that is what most of the referendum was on. And it's not to say that it isn't important, because you may go to work and you don't see the wars, but I mean you're going to see it's been 3.5 years of just constant fighting
Yeah.
and I don't just blame all that on Trump. That's a lot of media who want to fan the flames, but a lot of it is on Trump. If he goes on Twitter and every time he disagrees with somebody, if he disagreed with us, like we said something bad on the show, the whole world's going to know on Twitter, in 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what?
I
I
agree.
just think he was just a different kind of president where
He was
sometimes
just.
he wasn't the happy warrior. He wasn't Reagan.
Yeah.
He wasn't George W. Bush. That when he gets criticized, he goes, "Oh well, that's their opinion." If the media criticized him, he punched back.
Yeah, he called him out.
Called him out. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, when he was like, that's what people like. He was just somebody like us. Like, hey, if somebody said something to us, you either back down or you say, hey, don't talk to me like that, or hey. And like I said, with all the other stuff, I think people just, I don't know. I just don't know. I still think a lot of people like him.
Yeah.
I just don't think they want him anymore. There's the other side does not want him, and I don't know. That's what I see. Like I said, whoever wins, then I'm good with it. But it's just that's what I see.
There aren't that many people like you. I mean, it's either he's polarizing. You either love him or you hate him. I mean, the people who can come and say, hey, he's kept us out of wars, and the economy's great, but I like that, but I don't like the constant tweeting and just the fighting. Those kind of people don't really exist. It's you either you love everything or you hate everything.
That was one of the things I didn't like about it. I think if he wouldn't have tweeted so much, I think the election might have. I mean, it's not over, but things could have been different.
If he was more like Eddie's saying, if he was more like, hey, he does what everybody thinks a human should be. He doesn't do the things you're not supposed to do. Right. He does what people say you're supposed to be as an upstanding citizen. Even though you may be
as a leader of the free world.
Even though if you're somebody else behind the scenes like everybody is, right? Mm-hmm. If you do those things and you play the part right, he probably would have been a perfect president.
Not perfect,
there would be,
but
he would be everything that people wanted. He's likable. Kept us out of war. The economy was great. Unemployment was low.
Mm-hmm.
Had he been the happy warrior, had it been like Reagan or let's say even George W. Bush in the height of the Iraq war mess, he didn't go out there and bitch about the media and stuff.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like Reagan, really. Honestly, I mean, Reagan was like he didn't put up with shit, and he was a good president. He did. There was a war. But he said, "Hey, you know what? This can't happen."
You can push back, but you got to know how to push back. And maybe he just Trump. I'm saying didn't push back the wrong way.
And I think that's because he's not a politician. I think he's just a guy going in there, and he's just being a regular dude.
Here's the thing: he never changed. I mean, I was kind of watching this PBS series. They did both. Profiles on Biden and Trump, and if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, Biden's a saint and Trump's an asshole. But they were showing from his divorce from Ivana, and just when he gets pushed, when he gets backed up, he fights back, and and the media for 3 years just try to push him to the wall, and he pushed back.
I get you. Maybe it's time to go, I guess. And
had he just done what he did and kept his mouth shut and lived by the code, right makes might.
Yep.
Maybe it's
that's what I meant. Live by the code.
I mean, not fight the media, but just and that's one of the things. I mean, do it in the right way. It's the whole media was against him. So I mean, the only way to get his message out was in Twitter, and then use Twitter the right way.
If I was
But-
president, I would use Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that's just the time.
Until they stop censoring them, but
yeah, they
it
almost
was-
didn't let me. They almost didn't let me put the show on YouTube because I put presidential election and I put something on there and it said YouTube would not allow you to put this, so I had to change the wording a little bit.
yeah, they don't want us spreading misinformation, which we're not. We're just discussing.
No, discussing exactly.
Yeah.
But, town hall
Ed-
meeting.
Eddie, you know that duffel bag you have of ballots in your room right now? Better hide them. We don't want nobody to see those things.
Hey, Eddie has the duffel bag of Pennsylvania ballots. He's about ready to drive over.
No,
They're
I
gonna
don't
say
have
we're
any
ready.
ballots.
We're ready to.
He-
Oh no,
He's got a bunch
now.
of he's got a bunch of Arizona ballots. He needs to head down to Maricopa. He's gonna be hanging out with Chef Joe for a while.
Yeah, he's gonna walk. It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, tell him.
Oh my god!
But in the end, I mean, and believe me, I don't even know. Even if he loses or he just he goes, you know what, I'm gonna spare the nation and just concede, even though I doubt that'll happen. If he loses Trump, I mean, I bet he'll be back in 4 years.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think, but like I said, if they don't like you, they'll find a way to get rid of you. And it's not just people voted. People did vote, but
Yeah.
if they don't want you there, I don't care who you are. You could be a Trump who's, like you said, he fights back and does all this, but you can't fight back against that. Not one person.
You can't
can
fight
do
the
that.
government.
Yeah, you can't fight the government. If they want you gone, you're gone. If one way or the other, whether it's getting you out this certain way or offing you, it's one way or the other. If they don't
by
want
the
you,
ballot or by the bullet.
that's right. And I just hope that
You think if he would have been
he
more,
might come back. He might come back in 4 years. I mean, if because I think that that lady, how do you say her name right? I don't want to misspoke her name.
Kamala.
it's either
Kamala.
Kamala or Kamala.
Well, Kamala is going to be the
Well,
president. because
unfortunately
Joe-
for me, being a wrestling fan in the 90s, that name is ruined. I can only pronounce it Kamala.
Oh, that's right. Kamala, the Ugandan giant, the Ugandan warrior.
I see that name, and there's only one way for me to pronounce it. I have to really stop and.
Now I'm going to
You
look
know.
at her like Kamala, the Ugandan giant now. Damn,
You know what?
Alberto.
We're canceled, and I'm going to jail.
Hey,
So
Steve,
this is what I think is going to happen if Biden wins. Alberto's right. Kamala is going to take over, of course. Because Joe, I think you're right. I think he forgets where he's at sometimes, and I think I'm not making fun of him, but I think he's got something going on with him, and she'll take over, and then depending if Trump, like, he doesn't like to lose, I think he'll come back and give it another.
Well,
Give it
first of all,
another
he's
run.
not going anywhere. He's going to be on everywhere. Any TV network that'll have him, and every day, multiple times a day, just bad mouthing the
He's got-
administration.
he's got what?
So-
2 months? 2 months? 3 months of. If he
January.
loses, 3 months
Okay,
left
here's the other story. What happens if he wins?
then he wins. He just stays.
There's gonna be an uproar. If he happens to flip everything back, just say it doesn't look possible. Could you imagine tomorrow we wake up and all the states are red and they say, "Hey, the president is staying in office."
We
Could you
found a bunch of
imagine?
ballots for Trump.
Oh Lord, could you imagine they said that? Oh, we found another 600
You know what?
million ballots in
Or
every
board up
state.
your window, get your gun, because
Then there would really be some trouble going on. Could you
Well,
imagine?
a worse scenario than that is they declare Biden the winner, and then it goes to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court kind of overturns it.
Oh Lord, could you imagine that, Eddie?
Then you got a riot.
Oh yeah, then
Edgy, could you imagine that? That Biden's claim
yeah,
the winner.
Then that's when I
And then,
buy my
they take it to court and do all this and they get it overturned.
buy my plane ticket to Canada.
Oh no, Eddie, no, don't do it. You're gonna. Did everybody
You
ever
need
leave?
to go farther. Of course not.
Did
Of course
everybody?
not.
Did
They
everybody
pound their
leave?
chest. No, nobody
Oh.
left.
I heard that a lot of people were going to leave when Trump won last election, and
A
I
lot
heard
of
someone
celebrities, yeah,
well, I
they're
was
not
just
going
saying,
anywhere.
I was just going to say, if Biden wins, they could come back.
someone did buy a house somewhere where they were ready. Like I forget who it was, but they said they bought a house in.
Well, Eddie, if I was a billionaire too, or an actor, or super rock
already
star,
had the
I could
house.
I'd buy a house somewhere too in another country. I'm talking about. I've heard normal people say that. It's like
You
you're
can buy
gonna
a state in Mexico.
you're gonna pick up you and your family and go to wherever, Canada or Poland or wherever the hell you gotta go because the election went this way.
Yeah,
Come on now, it's just this election is pretty crazy. I gotta admit,
Yeah.
it's 4 days in and it's still not done.
Well, we survived 2000, so
We'll be all right.
no.
But
Hey,
I think you're right. If Biden wins, if he wins, I think Trump will come back because he doesn't like to lose. He'll come back, he'll try to win,
Yeah,
and then
but
he'll be fine.
It'll
He'll
be
be
President
fine.
Harris at that point.
Oh, okay. President Harris versus
I mean,
Donald Trump.
at the very least, Kamala Harris is running, either as sitting vice president or as the actual president. Because I mean, Joe has said,
of course.
it's one term, and I
Yeah.
believe him because I don't think he can go
Yeah.
another round
it's-
4 years from now.
He'll be what, 80?
he-
He's like
he's
he'll be
78.
81 and 4. Yeah, he'll be.
He'll be
I'm
84.
not saying maybe he's in great shape, but I don't know if this takes a lot of
He'll be-
toll on somebody.
Yeah, he'll be 82 in 4 years, and then can you imagine 4 years
Go-
after that?
And then go another 4. He'll be
86?
2, 3,
Or all the way to 6.
Damn.
No, I don't.
Well,
I don't think so.
Wasn't that Diane Feinstein down in the Senate? Is she in her 80s already?
Yeah.
Biden, if that
And she'll
happened,
probably run again in 4 years.
if Biden made it to a second term, and you know how the president, when they go vote for themselves, he would vote for Trump. He'd forget. I mean, I'm not making fun. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be mean, but there, I think there's something like he's like Alberto said, he's got some Alzheimer's coming on or something, or
He's slipping into it. I mean, it's
and
He's
and
just-
that is a cause to remove somebody because even though they
Yeah.
want to, you feel fine and stuff,
he
you're
can't
not making the
perform-
right decisions.
can't perform his duties.
like I said, the only thing would be when. And
Yeah.
and like I said, I really think there's
They'll
something
have to
within the power structure of the Democratic Party. Doing it. I mean, not this year, even in 2022, and before the midterms, would be really bad. I mean, even at some point, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get him through 4 years.
Well, maybe he does make
Whoever the
it.
people around him, just
Maybe he
protect them
does
as
make
much
it
as you
4
can.
years. Maybe he
Maybe
does
he
make
does,
it to
yeah.
4 years. I don't know. Who knows? Only God knows. Hey, Steve, why do you think the president never revealed his taxes? Do you think he's hiding something? Just your opinion.
I don't know. I know there's a reason. Maybe
But
it's either, I mean, even like I know people say I don't know. I would say that it's. I know you're supposed to do that if you run for president, but like I
Yeah.
said, he's one of these guys.
it's not mandatory.
I don't want to. Why do I have to show you my stuff?
I
think That's what
I
I think.
think for me, I think it was just a point of pride.
Yeah, it's like why you telling me I have to do this? No, I don't. I'm
But
not
do
gonna
you
show
think
you.
he's hiding
No.
something? Because every other
No.
president before him has
I don't think he's hiding anything.
He's
I
done
just think that people are saying, "Hey, show," like they're telling him what to do. Hey, why don't you do? You need to show this. You need to. He's a type of guy that doesn't like that. He's a dominant person. If he showed his taxes and he showed some losses, some here or there or whatever, what have you, it's not going to hurt him any. He's still a billionaire. I mean, say he lost a bunch of money here, he lost a bunch of it for bad deals. So what?
Even if he lost money, we all know.
Yeah, we all know that.
It's not like it's not a secret. I mean, they're trying to say there's some weird business deals in Russia, but I mean that's I don't think that's really the case. I think Trump knew it, and he just played the media.
Yeah, I think you're right too. Mary said because
somebody
well, wait a minute.
somebody leaked his tax information, and there was really nothing there.
Yeah, he did say he would release them, but like you said, he's probably just playing with the media. I don't think he ever had intentions because you don't have to show your tax returns. You know, maybe he was telling people they were going to show them to say, you know, basically shut them up. You know what? That has nothing to do with why I'm here. I don't even know why people have to show their taxes to be president. If Obama showed his taxes or Bush or Reagan,
Well,
I don't give a shit. I just, as long as you keep us afloat and keep us good, right?
Well, I'm not too into it, but I think, you know, a lot of presidents, you know, they show their college transcripts. I mean, because there is, you want to be upfront with everything if you're going to be president. And
Yeah.
I think, you know, I heard that Obama didn't show his college transcripts. You know, didn't want people to see his grades or something. You
Well,
know,
that's his choice.
Yeah, and that's his choice too. Because there's no requirement, and that's the thing with the taxes. There's no requirement. Just because all the others did doesn't mean Trump had to do it.
But
Yeah,
do you think he's
say-
hiding something? That's not, whether he, I
Obama?
know he doesn't have to do it. No, Trump.
No,
Do you
I
think-
just don't
do you
think.
think he's hiding
I,
something?
I don't think Obama. He didn't want to show his because of, like Alberto said, maybe he had something, and maybe he's just like, you know, it doesn't make a difference. I
No, I
think
don't
the
think-
same thing with Trump. I
yeah.
think he said. I think he should have just said no. He seems like that kind of person. He should have just said no. This has nothing to do with anything. And then you have people. Well, everybody else showed theirs and this and that, and he probably just said. He probably just didn't want to. I don't know. I don't think there's any reason to show it. The fact that he said he would show it, I think he just said it just to kind of like push everybody. Okay, yeah, I'll show you later or whatever. And after this or that or whatever, after the audits and all that. But to be honest, I don't know why. It, like I said, it doesn't mean anything. It has, if he lost millions and millions of dollars for bad deals, so what? He still got billions of dollars. You know, it doesn't matter. So
I think the only thing he would have been hiding was the only thing he would be hiding would be that he has less money that he's saying. Other than that,
Oh, okay.
you know,
so
all these little, you know, theories about Russia and business deals. Believe me, people would have
that's
found
another
that.
thing.
And if,
that's another thing with the Russia thing. If he was in cahoots with Russia, he wouldn't be in this situation right now, unless he did something wrong with Russia. But I don't think he ever had anything going on with Russia. If he did, right now, this second, we would be saying,
he
well,
can win.
President Trump's probably he's going to win because he would be ahead like he was Tuesday night. Now,
Yeah.
so anybody that thought that in the past, I mean, I never really thought that deep into it. There's a lot of people that are gung ho into politics, and oh, well, he's this, he's that. When anybody that's gung ho in politics, just a regular person like me and you, all of a sudden are experts, right?
Right.
So, you know, they thought, oh, well, he won because he's friends with Russia on the side and doing business deals. And okay, don't worry, Trump, we're going to fix it for you. And that's how he won, right? Well, what happened? Did they get in a fight or something and now he's losing? Doesn't make sense, right? I think people play into things too much. Like with these ballots, you know, yeah, it seems kind of weird, all these ballots dropping in all of a sudden overnight, but you know,
It could be absolutely
it could go either way.
legitimate.
It could be legitimate. It could be not. You know, nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever. That's the thing with this country. You'll never know. If somebody wants something done that's not right, it's going to get done, and you'll never know, unless somebody's can outsmart them one day, and they can get caught. Then that'll be another issue to talk about. Like if this comes out, like how Trump is throwing, you know, they're going to go to, he wants to sue or go to court over this stuff, and say it comes out and he's right. Could you imagine that? Could you just imagine it for a second? They found everything that he was saying was happening. What would people say then? Just imagine. I'm not saying it's going to happen. But
They wouldn't believe him.
No, I'm saying if it came out,
the people that
and-
support him would believe him, and the people that are against him.
no,
won't.
I'm saying, say it went to the, you know, they found
The Supreme
evidence
Court?
that they found actual evidence where it was happening, where there was actual evidence. There's no turning back. It's, oh yeah, they got caught. Everybody went to jail. Just say, I don't know how I could say they found out and there's evidence. Everybody could see. They put it on the news. They put it on. It's like, holy shit. That would be the biggest
Yeah, I
thing
just think
ever, right?
I just think he should have never brought up the fact that there could be fraud in the election because there's never been like there probably has been fraud, but not widespread fraud like he was claiming there was going to be. You know that
No, I get
1960.
you. I get you.
I
But
just
you know
think,
what? This is such
I just
this
think if he
is
wouldn't have said that, it could have been a different outcome. I don't know. I'm not sure.
you talking to
But-
be before the election?
Yeah, before the elections, he was already saying that there was going to be widespread fraud, and I don't. I don't know if
Well,
I
you
just
know
think he
what?
should have
You're
just let
right.
the election run its course, and then who knows? Things could be different right now. I don't know.
Maybe you're right.
I
But
don't know.
he could have been saying that to warn people, saying, "Hey, you know what? This is like," he told the people that support him, "Hey, you need to go physically to
Mhm.
vote." So there was no screw ups in the ballots, whether there's monkey business going on, whether it gets lost in the mail, whatever. You know,
Mhm.
there's just too much error
Because I think
to
he
mail in a
himself
ballot.
mail his vote, right? When he was in New York or whatever.
I have no idea. Did he?
I think I read someone that he himself
This year?
mailed it.
This year or the last
This year,
election?
and he voted absentee this year. He mailed his vote to Florida, where now
Yeah.
he's living.
Yeah.
You know,
So
the
doesn't-
first lady flew down there to vote in the morning, but
Wait a minute. He lives in Florida?
Yeah.
He lives in Florida.
yeah, he left New York.
He left New York.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. So Florida's his hometown now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as I'm saying, down in Mar-a-Lago.
Oh wow. Interesting. If this was fraud, why did Republicans win the Senate still? Well, you know what? There's another thing. Before we got on the show, the Senate thing's not over yet. Like I said, the guy in Arizona, the astronaut,
It's a girl.
won. No, the dude, the guy.
I'm gonna give me another
Democrat-
counterpoint to Ramon here. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. The Democrat that was running for Senate in Arizona won. They announced that right
Yeah.
before we came on the show.
Is that
So
the guy
the-
that beat McSally?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Mhm.
it was tied. It was like 47 to 47. Now the Democrats are up 48 to 47. Not saying that Republicans won't win it when it's all over, but the Republicans were ahead. And all of a sudden there was just a little swing in the past 12 hours. So
But she had already
The-
lost, right?
no, she had lost just before the show. They what do you call it? They proclaimed that she won. He won
Yeah.
before the show. So maybe they thought earlier she's going to win, but you can't say that unless you say it's final. Hey, what's the guy's name? I only know him from the astronaut. What's his name?
Mark Kelly. Oh, Eddie.
Hang on.
Who's that? Biden?
Hello?
Oh, boy.
Oh, Eddie. Get
What's
up.
up?
We're gonna hear Eddie's conversation on
I'm
the,
on
on
the
the
phone with
show.
someone. What's up?
He's talking to he's
Yeah.
He
talking
needs to
to
learn how to turn
Kamala.
off his mic.
Eddie, if you start jacking off to phone sex right now, oh boy.
Oh, really?
Eddie, Kamal's on the phone. Eddie, you gotta get that bag
Go
of
to
votes to
Dennis.
Arizona.
Yeah, we're falling behind. Oh, anyway, you could tell Ramon what
No.
you were going to say because Eddie's a little busy right now.
We'll make an appointment?
I don't know. I mean,
Well, we
it could go the other way. You know, why? How could the Republicans win the Senate and lose the
Mhm.
presidency? But I mean,
Yeah.
that's not an either or because people still split votes, or they'll vote for
Mhm.
their senator and not vote for the president.
Let's see.
So what he's basically
Well, if you
saying
can
is,
wait, if not, you can make an appointment.
I mean,
he's
it-
basically
doctor
saying
wears a
if
mask,
Biden
so-
wins, right, the Democrats should pick up the Senate too. He's kind of saying,
Yeah, I mean-
is that what he's saying? Yeah, but
but then you have to go.
Yeah, 'cause I'm hearing
You have to
the
go
same
state
thing.
by
Mike-
state and
Mike
check
coming in,
every
but the
because
doctor
not
said
all
there's
the.
enough room in
God,
there for
Eddie,
them to
turn
go.
off your damn microphone. Hey, there's a thing called mic underneath. Hit the. God damn.
Eddie don't know how to use it. He doesn't know how to use it. Eddie, push
No.
the mute button.
Eddie's new to this
There we go.
technology.
There we go. You got it.
There.
No,
No, he did it.
no,
Do it again, Eddie.
Okay,
There we
okay, leave it. Okay,
Feel free to talk now all you want.
Eddie's on the phone getting us some very special data. So hopefully when he comes back, he could tell us what's going on with the Senate race. And what does Ramon say here?
I don't know.
But if it was fraud, it would be this blue wave they talked about. It makes no sense that there was fraud at this Republican voted in the person. Okay, so they say if there's fraud, that he would have swept everything pretty much.
Yeah, but they didn't
they
need
can't
to
do
sweep.
that.
I mean, they don't really need to sweep. And
You don't need.
yeah,
to, yeah, you're right.
if Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee were all going for Biden, I mean, then you kind of see something. I mean, it's not. You didn't need a blue wave to do fraud. I mean, you didn't need to cheat every state. You need to cheat Pennsylvania, and
Yeah,
and Michigan and Wisconsin. I mean, there's. I don't believe there's any fraud going on here in California, just because this was Biden country and this was heavily Democrat. Eddie's back.
So they could have. It was okay that they called the race
We
over.
got breaking news.
Oh, what is it, Eddie? What's the
Biden's
breaking news? What do we got?
Biden's winning in Nevada.
Damn. Oh, Eddie,
That number.
that was already happening, Eddie.
Hey, we got breaking news. Biden just got 5,000 extra votes in Nevada.
Oh, 5,000 or 500,000?
In about
I don't think there's that many people in
4
Nevada.
hours when Eddie gets to Lake Havasu.
Yeah, you
Not
know what,
500.
Eddie? You made a big point. There isn't. That's why they're taking so long. Not that
Too
many
much.
people in that state.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, look it. I think.
Hey,
there's
we'll
always-
be back.
there's
We'll be back next week, still talking about this.
Yeah, they still want. There's.
Well,
There's
yeah,
still
because
movies.
hopefully by next week we'll have a decision, right?
You know what? Even if there is, if
Anyway,
if
it's in the courts.
okay, how about this? If Trump wins, will there be any kind of litigation going on? There's a question.
Yeah, I'm sure the Democrats will.
Okay, so there's that's what you do. There's gonna be litigation on either. What are you doing,
Look
Eddie?
at that,
Huh?
What are you doing?
he's putting down the screen. His privacy
The
screen.
show's over, huh? Eddie's calling it. Eddie's calling it right now. Biden
Call it
won.
right now.
And he's declaring the show over. and he says show over has 270 electoral college votes. What the
Okay.
hell? Was that a piece of
Wait.
toilet paper?
What?
From where?
I think it was this hand. Whatever he was pulling down. I'm seeing it on the delay.
That was his hand. He put his hand over the.
Oh, I was gonna adjust my
Okay.
volume.
Look at this. Is what I'll say. Whether you're for Biden or Trump, there's fraud everywhere. Now it depends how big it is. That's all. Like you could say, there could be a fraud where it only affects 1,000 votes. Is that going to affect anything? No, unless it's in a state where you only win by 20 votes. But most of those will be recounted anyway. Isn't it how that works? If it's
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think it's
less
automatic if it's some
recount.
percentage point.
But
I think it's
look at
point. It's
like I
5
said,
percentage points away.
yeah,
they
you're going to get
recount.
a recount. But
I think in Georgia they're gonna recount, right? Either way,
Yeah.
it's that close.
Yeah.
But there is fraud. There is, because not everybody's honest. Whether it's for Biden or for Trump or whoever's running, if there's different
City council.
presidents, anything. There's always somebody in there. Not everybody's honest. I hate to break everybody that's watching the MP5 show. I hate to break it to you. Not everybody's honest. It just
Except for us
depends.
three, we're the most
Yeah.
honest.
We are the most honest.
Well,
and
we don't know about it.
we should
Me
have
and
handled
Steve,
them.
that guy in the middle,
No.
Yeah, I'm the
Yeah,
honest, most honest one of the whole
he
bunch.
just got a call right now and had to mute and had to.
from Kamala Harris,
Yeah, we don't trust him now, Eddie. We're gonna take your ass to court.
from Mark Kelly. Hey Eddie, bring me those votes.
We should
Mark-
have handled this election. It would have been a whole different. Things would have been different. Everybody had to come and vote at our doorstep, in the whole United States.
Here's what I say about counting the votes. Either have the people who count the money in the casinos in Vegas count the votes, or have the people who count Chuck E. Cheese. Because
Hey, there you go. Yeah, the
Yeah.
people in the casinos. Yeah, they can't mess up, or they're gonna go out to the desert.
because remember back in 2000, they in Florida they would count the votes and you get a total, and then they count them again, and that'd be a whole different number, and that's just in the machines. So it's
What do we got here from Ramon?
there should be I mean, this process should be better. But
You would think so by now.
Well, it's worked for 200 years.
No, but this process that they did this time was different, and I don't think it was good for this election. I mean, even if Biden wins, Trump, whoever wins, it doesn't matter. Like I say you're for Trump, and it goes your way with these ballots. If they had these ballots, they're just mailing out to anybody, even if you're not requesting them. That's not right. And I'm not sticking up for Trump. I'm not sticking up for anybody. It's just as just a person with a brain. It's not, it doesn't seem right. It's just like you can get a one in the mail and the postman accidentally gives you the neighbors.
Yeah.
If you're fucking hard up and you got a fucking hard on for your candidate, you're going to fucking fill it out and send it. Nobody's going to know. I'm just saying it's there's got to be a way someday. Maybe they'll figure it out. Maybe they won't. But especially in this election, because of the pandemic, they just started mailing out ballots fucking everywhere.
And there's Ramon, because of how the president didn't handle the coronavirus. Okay, how was he supposed to? We're not going to know. We're not going to know for years if President Trump handled it right.
If that's the case, and they wanted him to handle it right, where nobody's going out, you know what? Yeah. Who should have been president? Should have been Governor Newsom. He'd have everybody locked up. Everybody would have voted by mail. Now, that would have been a whole different story. You're gonna have people pissed off because they can't go nowhere. There would be really human error. Imagine if everybody in this country voted by mail. Just think about it, because there's an outbreak of some kind of virus.
Or you couldn't do it the way we did it. I mean, it would have been military, you know.
Yeah, you're doing it like the military.
You left your ballot outside, and the soldier would come and pick it up.
Yeah,
I mean, people. I want to ask Ramon. So, what you wanted a full lockdown? Nobody leaves their house for nothing. You know, the military drops food on your front door every morning. You know, and they shoot to kill if they see you on the street. I mean, what? What did Ramon want?
I understand. I understand what he's saying, Eddie. But because, you know, it's people have died for it, and I get it. I get that.
Hey,
what
do you think about
like I said, you know, at this point, if you could go to Target and buy, you know, whatever, a TV, you could have gone to vote and been just as safe.
Hey, what do you think about this? I've talked to people that think that the president never had the virus. What do you think about that? Because he recovered in, 3 days, I think it was?
I don't know. There's people that have it that never even had symptoms. There's people that have had it, Eddie, and didn't get sick. They have the virus, and luckily, they didn't get they didn't get the illness. Is it possible?
I've talked to people that think he never had it, that it was just like a
publicity stunt.
Yeah, exactly. Publicity stunt.
Anything's possible. I mean, it's the United States of America. Everybody's human. I don't know. I mean, if he did, I don't know what it would do. If I had it and said, "Hey, I have it, but look, I'm okay." Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to be okay.
But you got to remember, he has the best medical care.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but I mean, they caught him probably at the first cough, and they gave him, you know, all the drugs that, you know, they're not available to us. And I mean, that is the perk about being president.
Okay, Ramon's saying here, okay, why go and you shouldn't be voting basically because there's a pandemic. I get it. Yeah, you know what? Maybe you're right.
Okay,
but
yeah,
listen,
okay.
That you're right.
Okay.
But you know what? You're probably right, because, you know, people's lives are that important, and I agree with you. But if that happened, if everybody would have stayed in like they would, by the time we would be living in the
probably back to normal,
back to the prehistoric days. There would be no businesses left. Honestly, I mean, nobody's working. The only places they kept open were what? Hospitals, the police force, grocery stores, just so you can eat. They forget all these luxury stores where you go and you buy stuff for yourself, clothes and all that bullshit. That's all gone.
No new clothes for you.
It just,
But
it just,
but I'm saying,
there was a-
like I was
there
saying,
was you have to balance it out. You have to.
yeah. I mean, and like I said, Ramon, let's vote in person when there's a pandemic makes a lot of sense. Oh well, let's go to the grocery store in person. No one makes a lot of sense. Let's go to the DMV. Let's
I'm not fighting Ramon over
you know,
voting or anything like that. If you want to mail your vote, that's great. But you have to understand, if everybody in the United States did a mail-in vote for the presidency this election, and there was no walk-in votes, look at how it is right now, where there's just too much error. You would never know. Hey, well, I hope my ballot got in. You'll never know. You're just hoping that everybody is perfect, and like Eddie said earlier, nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
And yeah, you can stay home and stay away from the virus and all that, and I agree. But there's going to be the other side. What's going to happen after you get let out of the house, when it's all gone? After how long would it last? Probably over a year. Could you imagine coming out and trying to go to this civilization? It's not going to be the same. You're not going to have these. You're not going to have. I don't even know if the food places will be shut down for good. None of this pickup shit and hey, I'm going to go pick it up like a drive-through or however you did that. Nobody's going to be working except for the things that they say it's okay. Like Alberto said, grocery stores, because people got to eat. If it was that bad, that wouldn't even be open, because you go to work, you're going to get sick and you're going to spread it.
Yeah.
What about those grocery workers that are working? Why should they be working? Why should they be working?
God bless those grocery workers.
Yeah, Eddie, why should grocery workers be working? You tell me in a pandemic. Why?
Because they're providing a service.
Yeah, they are. But your life, I mean, people's lives are not important.
They are, but I think you have the option. You don't have to work if.
Okay.
I think there's an option if like, say you're a grocery worker, you can choose not to work and stay home.
But wait a minute. We're going off what Ramon's kind of saying here. You shouldn't really have that. You shouldn't be out there. There's a difference if you go out.
Ramon says, hold on, he goes, I didn't say stay home and let's be in lockdown forever, but when you vote, it's a huge crowd, people standing side by side. No, you can make lines, you can socially distance people, you can wipe down the machines after votes, okay? Just like they do with the cash registers at the grocery stores. Talk about side by side, about all those Laker and Dodger celebrations.
Yeah, I think there's.
Maybe that's side by side. Yeah, I'm ignorant. Okay, fine, I'm ignorant.
I believe there's a safe way that they could have done it, but it's
it
was probably safer and it made more sense to do it by mail.
Look, I just think there's more. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I don't like it personally, because there's so much human error. That's it. I mean, if nobody can understand that, then you know what? Just think about it. If you were to put $20,000 in an envelope and mail it,
if you had a winning lottery ticket,
and you mail it to somebody, and it says, hey, if it gets to this place, we're gonna stamp it, and it says a lottery ticket and it's worth $600 million. All you got to do is mail this ticket to us. Once we get it, we stamp it. It goes into your bank account. You're gonna be fucking. You're gonna drive it down there.
Or you can drive for 8 hours.
Yeah, you can drive it down here
through mountain roads, winding in a snowstorm. You're gonna take your chances.
I'll take an Uber.
Okay, but you can mail it too. That's fine. You could do. That's your choice. But don't tell me if you mail it, and that's something you're going to be really passionate about, right?
Certify it and insure it.
There's some people that are passionate about President.
Hold on. I need to say something to Ramon. Ramon, I voted for George Jurgensen, the Libertarian. I voted for a woman, you misogynist motherfucker. There. I voted to support Trump. You're on the wrong side of history, bro. He lost. Get over it. I'm fine. And then he goes, one of his other comments. Everyone knew there was going to be mail-in ballots. Everyone, but as soon as Trump is losing, it's fraud. You know, go back to the beginning of the show when we talked about all the problems with mail-in ballots of just mailing them out left and right.
Yeah, hey,
You know,
I'm not
wouldn't.
talking about it. I'm not. Hey,
I
whatever
wouldn't.
happens. I'm just saying that we talked about mail-in ballots when the show started because I gave my opinion. I don't really care for it.
And I said,
that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. That doesn't mean
and
that.
I said I'm okay with it, but you should request the ballot yourself. You don't so mail them out to everybody on the list.
Exactly.
Does Ramon want to talk about cutting down all the voters who are still on the list who aren't active or dead who have moved? You know.
That's the people that
it wasn't that they mailed out the ballots and we did a mail-in. I would have been fine, but even from the beginning, like I said, when they sent that little paper, folded in half, saying if you don't live here, you need to send us back. Right there, I said we're already 10 steps behind. This isn't. We already have problems in the beginning.
Yeah, it's you know what? If everything worked out perfect with the mail, you get your mail, or nobody ever moves out of their house to another house, etc. Things like that. Everything was perfect in life. Where if you buy a house, you never leave there again. That's where you stay until you die. Nothing bad ever happens where you got to move out or what have you. Hey. The human error goes away a little bit, but
so you guys are questioning the mail-in votes. I'm Trump states. I don't get that statement. I'm reading Ramon's statement. I don't know.
I'm talking about just mail-in. Even if two candidates were running today that are different, that are whole different. Say it's not Trump and say it's not Biden. Let's say it's Obama and say it's pick up somebody. I don't know. Pick anybody. Let's say
Bush.
It's Manny Moe and Jack.
Bush.
Okay, mail ballots. I still don't. It's not my thing. That's all I'm saying. Whether you want to think that I'm right or wrong for it, that's your opinion. But I don't like them.
Now, if you knew you were going to be away from home, you were going to Kansas City.
Yes.
During election day, then you probably would do it.
Yes, exactly. Even though I wouldn't want to do it. Even though I wouldn't. Yeah. But if I had business, like because I got to work or take care of my family, or I got to do this or do that, where I can't be here, or say my mom lives in another state and she's dying and I got to go see her. Okay, I'll mail it in and just hope for the best. I won't really probably even be thinking about that shit. I'll mail it in. It's gone. It's out of my head. I'm gonna go take care of my business. But if I got nothing going on and I'm really into this political stuff, all heavy duty, like I really am not myself. I have my views and stuff. I have my views, but I'm not all crazy, like some people are. I'm just not.
Ramon's all over you. I don't believe that you guys been pro Trump for a while. Don't give me that.
Well, who cares?
To Ramon,
who cares?
We're the Donald Trump show today.
Okay.
Well, we're just saying, hey, but
we just said Biden's probably going to win. He hasn't won. Nothing's done. If he wins, he wins. I don't really care. If I wanted Trump to win, so what? Who cares? Yeah. If I wanted Biden to win, who cares? When Obama ran, I think the first time he ran, I wanted Obama to win because he was the first black president. Now my things were all screwed up. I wasn't going for him because of what he could do for the country. I was with everybody else. The first black president.
Just because he was black.
Make history.
And that was wrong. That was wrong of me. The second time I think he ran it. Was it Mitt Romney?
Yeah.
I actually went for him. I mean, that's bad too. But I don't like telling people who I vote for or who I go for because it's my business and people get riled up, but
it's personal.
Everybody should respect who they're going for. If I'm going for Trump or if I'm going for Biden, that's my business. I'm talking about the ballots. I'm talking about the ballots. I don't agree with that. That's my opinion. Do I think there's fraud? We talked about that. Yes, I do. Only because with that kind of system, there's people out there that are dishonest and there's people that are honest.
Yep.
That there can cause fraud. There's human error. That's all. Now, like I said, it's going to happen till we all die. There's bad people, there's good people, and it's going to happen till we die. You could go back to the last election when Trump beat Hillary and say why. What could they said why Trump won? Because Russia helped them. Could be possible. It could be not possible. It depends what you believe in.
Yeah.
I don't believe it, but you know what? It could be true. We'll never know. But what I do know is these mail-in ballots where they're just mailing them out left and right to people who don't even want them. That is something I could say that I can't say it's not right. I can say I don't like it. That's all. It doesn't mean that I like to fondle Trump's balls. No, that's just being an American.
Eddie.
I don't like that. Now, if you can't make it, yeah, okay, hey, mail it in and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
That's all. Let me see. What's Alyssa saying here? What, Eddie? Oh, Alyssa's on here. Says she can see you, Eddie. You want to say hi to Alyssa?
What's up, Alyssa?
Alyssa actually got the iPhone 12 before you, Eddie.
When did she get it?
She got it before you, Eddie.
When?
Look at this guy. Want to know dates and everything?
Yeah.
I don't know the date.
It was a race. Eddie wants to know he had it first.
Yeah, Alyssa, I put up the link if you want to join us. I don't know if you're still working, but the link is in the comments, probably the very first comment I put. If you want to join us, you can come in and join this beautiful talk. Oh my God, we've been going for an hour and 45 minutes, Eddie.
Yeah, I just got an update.
Well, we were almost done. The
Wait a
remote
minute.
showed up, and
We got breaking news from Eddie. What's going on, Eddie?
Oh.
For the war room.
It says Biden on verge of presidency will address the nation tonight.
Yeah, they've been saying that since yesterday.
He's been on the verge since Wednesday morning.
I just got it right now.
I've been seeing that on the Fox and CNN thing says Biden on the verge of the presidency. It's been there for 3 days, Eddie.
Oh, okay. I'm behind.
Look, you know what? If Biden wins, you know what? I'm gonna be happy. If Trump wins, I'm gonna be happy. I'm talking about the balance.
This show will continue on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my normal.
We'll be here next year, hopefully.
I just hope whoever wins.
Hopefully we're all together in the studio, but
whoever wins, just hope for the best. Hope they do their best and
exactly.
And if not, in 4 years we got to do it again.
Yeah, in 4 years we can vote them out.
And I hate to say who I'm going for, but like I already said that when Obama went to office, yeah, I was kind of going for rooting for him, and he got in, and then I wanted to change, so I wanted to go with Mitt, and he didn't win. I was fine. I wasn't hurt, nothing like that. I was fine. It was just like, I think Romney who was after that? Was it
a good president? Romney? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean,
but I don't know.
It's just what you think that's who's going to do good for you. I mean, some people it's your. That's right.
That's why we vote.
And we're not on here. It's the Trump show. No, we didn't even make it about.
We did those 4 years ago.
Yes, we did talk about the Trump more because I thought he was going to win, but because everybody said Hillary Clinton was going to win, and for some reason I just thought he was going to win. I didn't know though. I didn't know it was going to be.
I went to sleep on Tuesday night thinking he was going to win. Woke up into another dimension.
Oh, today? This election?
Yeah.
Yeah, this election too. I really thought he was going to do okay, even though everybody that I've heard said that Biden was going to blow him out because
I thought it was going to be close. I thought I was going to be close.
It is kind of close.
Not this close, but I thought whoever won had to win by a landslide, so there was no controversy. Either way.
Okay, McCain. Who did McCain run against? Obama?
Obama the first time.
First time.
Yeah, you know what? I probably would have went for McCain if I was a little more knowledgeable and didn't go like I think a lot of people went for Obama because he was the first black president. And not saying doesn't know what he's doing, but I think that was a big part of it. But if I would have went back and done it again, I probably would have went for McCain.
You should have.
I really would have because he seemed like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, so did Obama, but I just think it wouldn't have been a bad choice. Whoever got in, it wouldn't have been a bad thing. It would have been good both ways. So this, folks, if you're watching, don't get upset. This isn't Trump Network. We're just going over things that our opinion.
I'm going to title this show "We Love Trump."
Oh Lord. I just wanted to talk about the ballots. That's something that I don't even the next election that happens, and there's two different candidates, and this happens again. I would say the same thing. Don't mail out ballots just to anybody.
Willy-nilly. Yeah.
Don't do that.
If they request it, go ahead
There
and send
you
them a
go.
ballot.
You call and say, "Hey, I'd like a ballot because I want to vote by mail." And then there's a way to keep track of them, at least that way. There's got to be a way. If you call and ask for your ballot, they can keep track of that thing.
And I don't know now, but even back then when I voted by mail, you could have asked to just stay as an absentee. Just you want this permanently, that they'll mail you a ballot permanently. So even back then, you could have asked for it. I think you had to give an actual reason that you were disabled or something, but there was a way for you to actually just keep getting mail-in ballots, but not this, just blanket. We'll send everybody a ballot.
Yeah, I don't know. I know, like I said, this is a very touchy subject because, like we had Ramon talking, how he, very touchy for him, and it's touchy for me and everybody else, but I don't think he really heard everything that we were talking about. He caught kind of the butt end of the conversation. And when you hear something that you feel offended by, it's natural. You start, that's how the arguments start and stuff like that. But I think if he would have heard our first, when we started, he would have understood where this was all coming from, the ballot thing. It has nothing to do with who we like as president. I didn't know who Alberto voted for. You didn't have to tell everybody who you voted for, but
no.
That's your not opinion. That's, if you want to tell people, you tell them. I guess you were heated. That's why you told them, but you really didn't have no right to tell anybody.
No, I have a right to tell people. I don't have any obligation.
I'm sorry, you don't have obligation. Yeah, you don't owe nobody nothing, but you told him and everybody else watching because you got a little upset because you guys started going at it, and that's what happens. It's so sensitive. Yeah. So sensitive.
We all know Eddie voted for Vicente Fox, so.
Oh man, did you, Eddie? Eddie, you know what? Eddie really pulled a dinger.
You know what?
He went to vote.
Eddie voted for Kanye.
Oh boy! Hey, what's up with Kanye? I saw on the ballot he was the vice president.
He was in the back of the ballot, right?
He was, I guess, here in California, the American Independent Party, which is ultra conservative.
Yeah.
I guess some Rocky something.
Rocky Balboa?
Not Rocky Balboa. Rocky. But I guess they picked Kanye as a VP candidate.
Damn. Even though he's running for president?
He was on the back of the ballot. Right?
I guess he didn't make the ballot as presidential candidate here in California. So, and I guess the party, because the parties can put whoever they want on the ballot, and I think in statewide. I know here in California. So
interesting. Well. Anyway, Ramon, we love you, Ramon. I'm surprised they let Ramon vote. They haven't passed that yet, right?
Not yet.
I guess he's on parole, so that amendment passed. That proposition passed.
Oh my gosh! There's another thing I want to talk about. How the ballots bothered me and stuff like that. Oh my god, I can't handle. Why can't people just be cool with if you're for somebody, you're for them, and people be cool with that, especially if you're friends.
Most people are.
Well,
most people are.
Well, not me and Ramon, apparently.
Not on this election.
Most people are cool with it. It's just it gets blown out of proportion, unfortunately.
Yeah, because that makes me kind of sad.
I think most people are okay with however way you vote. however way you lean, if you're a Democrat, Republican, as long as you're
Okay, look at like
that's a
here's
personal
Eddie,
thing.
here's an example. Like when Ramon said that he knows all of us are Trump, we love Trump.
Mhm.
Okay, now Alberto must have said like back in the last election, I
Mhm.
talked about Trump, and I was kind of rooting for him because I had this. He's the kind of guy who's kind of like he's all dominant shit and just says whatever. That's how I
Yeah.
went about it. Now I'm the Trump dude, right? Okay, whatever. But that has nothing to do with what we were talking about today. And even if I was, hell, if you say you're a Trump supporter today out in public,
Yeah, people like look at you like,
Jesus Christ.
I get it.
I mean, I just, like I said, I don't get into it like that. I'll talk to people like if I'm really close friends with them and
Mhm.
know that I can trust them. Like, say if I want to be a Trumper
Yeah.
and I want to talk to Eddie or Alberto about it, I feel comfortable that I can tell them anything, no matter what. But I don't feel comfortable telling other people.
Right.
Now,
you don't know how I don't know
if
how they're going to react. Huh?
yeah, and same with Biden. Like, if you're a Biden fan, I guess I don't know if you would talk to a Trump fan and said that, would they get mad too? I don't know. I don't talk to anybody that I'm not close to about politics because I just don't even want to get involved because it's not worth it to get into fights or to lose friends or acquaintances. Like us three been friends a long time, and I feel comfortable talking to you guys about anything privately. But not even if I've known somebody a little while, like a coworker or something, or an acquaintance. I wouldn't talk up to them about this stuff because I wouldn't know what their views are. It might be different than mine, and then you just light a fuse to a fucking stick of dynamite, Or it could be like, oh, hey, you're on the same page as me, and then you can start talking,
Yeah.
That's the way it is today. It's like you're walking on eggshells. Alberto, if you were a Trump supporter, or no, I want to go back the other way. You can't say you're a Trump supporter. If you're a Biden supporter, would you be okay telling a Trump supporter that was a friend of yours that, hey, I'm voting for Biden, without the fear of a Trump supporter saying, oh, you know what, I can't believe you're doing that. Don't even talk to me.
Without fear of retaliation.
I don't know.
I mean, is that possible? Or
you should be able to do that. I mean, you should.
No, I know.
You would think you should be able to do that. Talk to people about.
But people don't do that.
Yeah, people unfortunately don't do that. But you should be able to do that. Talk to a normal person about. Well, they could have different views as you, but you should be able to talk about it without it becoming a grudge match. Like,
yeah, like Alberto said, he vote. I don't know who would you vote for, the independent,
Libertarian.
Libertarian. I don't give a fuck who you voted for. If you voted for Trump, I don't give a fuck. If you voted for Biden, fuck you. I don't care either.
I voted for the Libertarian like I did 4 yeers ago, like I did 8 years ago.
Eddie votes for Trump. I don't give a shit if he votes for Biden. If he votes for Vicente Fernandez, I don't give a fuck. He's still my friend.
Doesn't matter, huh?
Hey,
who's the president of Mexico? It's not Vicente. Isn't that
Obrador.
a singer? No. Who's Vicente Fernandez?
He's a singer.
He's a singer.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, man, you vote for him by accident.
I said Vicente Fox. He won in 2000.
He was the president a while ago.
Yeah, okay, I got my people mixed up here. They gave Eddie not a Sharpie, but a crayon.
Typical Steve, man. He all Mexicans are saying to him.
Oh, there we go. Now I'm gonna say, oh yeah, he is for Trump for sure because I'm racist, huh? Yeah, now that's funny. Okay, there's another. I know we got to get out of here.
We're almost at 2 hours now.
I know, Jesus.
You know what? Actually, we should just keep going because we need to make up for all the time Eddie was in the black square.
I just got an update. Biden takes lead in Pennsylvania on verge of presidency.
Eddie, that ain't happening. Get out of here, man. Okay. Like Trump's mainly.
Eddie just got an update. Biden just won New York.
Damn.
No.
I think he won that already. Okay, a African American person is a Trump supporter. Would
So?
would a Biden or a Democratic person say that they're racist? Because
No.
that's basically the thing is Trump's a racist. I'm gonna be honest. That's what I think. A lot of people don't like him because they say he's racist, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what if black people are for him?
There is
Like
black
say
people
say
for him.
okay, I know,
Well,
I know.
Joe
But
Biden-
could you
Joe
imagine
Biden's
a
better.
white? Could you imagine a white person that's a Democrat telling a black person, "How could you vote for Trump? You're racist."
That actually happens.
There is
I would
people
like-
like
I
that though.
mean,
There's people. There's
So
white people
there's
that
black
think,
racist.
no. There's black racists. There's black racists. There's Hispanic
they don't-
racists.
They don't like their own
We're
kind.
all racist.
They're all right. There's Asian raisins, raisins,
Well,
not
I
raisins.
just-
racist.
Damn.
Raisins. Oh, no, hey, that's racist to call them blacks raisins.
The California raisins.
I think everybody is racist to a certain extent. I mean,
We're all prejudiced.
Are you
Yeah,
the least? Are you the least racist in this room, Eddie?
I think so.
Oh, but now Jerry's here. Jerry's here to fan the flame.
Trump's an idiot. Yes, they sold out blacks and Mexicans. Oh Lord. I just think it's funny is when a Democratic person that's supporting the Democratic
But
candidate calls a black
you were
person
saying, there is
racist.
A
white,
supporter Biden called him. Remember that interview when he
Yeah, but
told
it's
him,
a-
was it Charlamagne the Gaudio, if you're black, if you're a black person and you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Oh Lord. You know, see, it's
I mean,
like little,
A supporter. That was the actual candidate who did that.
you know, I don't really want to go into it because it's gonna sound like I'm leaning to a Republican side, but you know, Biden said some stuff back in the day too. That, you know,
like
he
I
didn't
said,
want, he didn't want his
Call
kids
Obama
going to
clean.
school. Yeah, but
I
he didn't want his
believe
kids going
that
to school with black.
everybody's racist to a certain extent. To a like,
Yeah, but why is it okay?
it makes some
for somebody
more
to
than
say it? Well,
some
why
more
is
than
it
other
okay
some more
for
than it's
somebody
not
to say
okay.
that? Okay, well then why would
It's
you
not
vote?
okay.
Why would you vote for somebody who says he doesn't want his kids going to school with black kids because it'll be like a jungle? Why would you even forgive that?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Why would you forgive that? Even if he's been good and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll never say it again," and it's been how many years? 40 some years later.
Mhm.
How can you forgive that?
You should. You can. You can. You can. You
Why
can
would you
forgive.
vote for that?
You
Why
can
would you
forgive
vote for
anything.
Why would you
You
vote
sh-
for somebody like that? Would you want your kids, somebody
No.
saying that if you had a black kid?
No.
I mean, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not turning this into Trump radio, but if I don't know who brought up this thing here, but you kind of let the lion out of the cage by bringing it up. You know, people have said some things that, you know, hey, maybe they shouldn't have said.
Yeah, people have said stuff they regret. I'm
it
sure all of
brings-
us
and-
have.
Everybody has. Everybody, including Donald Trump, including Biden.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? Maybe Kamala said some things in her, you know, maybe it just didn't get out. You know, everybody has said things. Unfortunately, these two have said it in public, which is, you know,
Mhm.
it's a no-no. Trump has said things too, right?
They all have.
They all have.
Everybody has.
So
with
nobody
that-
has reason to be pointing fingers that somebody's a racist when they both have said racist things. That's what all I'm saying. Oh shit, Eddie.
Let's get
I'm
out
glad
of
you
here.
got the phone. We're gonna get out of here because we're going on 2 hours strong. I was hoping to stay on all day and all night until this election is done.
Yeah, let's just stay here until we find out who's the president.
There's that
We
other
will-
thing again.
Hey, what we could do is I'll put on a little
Biden on verge of
countdown thing
presidency.
that says we're taking a break and we'll just come on every hour.
No.
We'll put our hand over the screen or whatever. Just go back whenever you want. The show will be
Hey.
live.
We'll do it from work. You know, we're working all night and just come on live.
Yes, it'll be the M25 show 24. It'll be going 24 hours a day until they figure out who won.
We're working 25 hours a day.
I think
Oh.
I think if Biden wins, I think his cabinet's going to be a big deal. I think he should pick people that not like a Bernie Sanders or I think he should pick both Republican and Democratic leaders that
Won't happen.
that's what I'm hoping for.
That's not the way it
Hey.
works. They won't let him do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they will.
You know,
There you go.
maybe a token now and then, like Department of Energy or something. But
Yeah,
No.
to make
No,
his
no.
tea. To make his tea.
Now,
Yeah.
if Biden wins, does he fire the attorney general, all those people, or does he keep them?
No, he brings his own people in.
Yeah, it's
But
a whole team.
but he has he can keep them,
could-
right?
he-
Because there's
He
been
could,
presidents.
but I mean, it's
There's been
It's not gonna-
presidents. that have-
if I mean, it's
It's
this
not
isn't
gonna keep
this isn't our industry, where you come to the store and you have to keep everybody.
No.
It's if you get the store, you're the manager. You bring in all the people you want. I mean, you can keep he'll probably keep all the rank and file, but the leadership, that's all the secretaries. They're all new.
That's the whole thing, Eddie. For a change of new president, you don't want people don't want the same thing, right? So they want different.
That's what I would.
Yeah,
That's what I
because-
would hope. I would. If I were president, I would pick a cabinet where there was both Republican and
Okay.
liberals and
Yeah, let's talk about an
Democrats.
Eddie presidency.
2024.
Here's President-elect Eddie.
Back me
Eddie.
for 2024.
Vicente Fernandez as Secretary of State.
I'm gonna start my campaign funding already.
He's got Fernando Valenzuela as Defense Secretary.
Julio Urias would be my
What is going to be your
my,
main?
my,
pitch?
my
What are you
ambassador.
gonna do? What are you going to do? What's your main pitch to the people that you'll do in 2024, Eddie?
What would be my main pitch?
Yeah, for people to vote for you. What is it you're going to do big for the people to vote for you?
Let's see. That's a tough. I haven't thought about it yet. I'm just
Oh, boy.
I'm just thinking of.
But he's got his cabinet already.
I'm thinking of running.
You're okay. Well, when you think about it and come up with the decision, make sure you know what you're gonna offer people. Don't go.
Yeah,
Breaking.
Oh,
Eddie will have that breaking news too.
It just came to me right now. So
oh, you just decided to run right now? Breaking news. That's breaking news, Eddie. Oh my gosh. Well, everybody, look. There's going to be something going on here soon. Whether Biden wins.
I'll let your dogs and cats vote too.
Oh, look. How about the donkeys?
Ozzy win, tails you lose. No donkeys.
All right. Well, whatever happens, people, it's going to happen.
Yeah, let's
so,
just hope for the best for the country.
don't be mad at people who are on the
Don't-
opposite
don't-
sides.
Don't go out and riot and don't.
Yeah, please don't.
It just causes the
If you
country
do,
more.
Don't go to my neighborhood and do it.
Yeah, that just causes
Go to
more
Eddie's
division.
neighborhood.
No, not my neighborhood either.
Go to
Go to
Ramon's
any
neighborhood.
That just causes more division.
Exactly.
Just
It is
gotta
what it
live with-
is.
Just gotta live with the results, right? And hope for the
Yeah,
best.
you do. Because life is going to go on whether you are pissed off or happy
Yeah,
or
And
whatever.
it's gonna go on whether President Trump is reelected or whether Biden is elected. Life's gonna go on for everybody.
Very good, Eddie. Look, I like how you step up to the plate sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a
Eddie's
politician.
very poetic.
I like it. I think I'm going to let Eddie take us out here. So, Eddie, why don't you tell everybody how you're glad that they showed up to watch your show and tell them we'll be back next week and take us out of here. How's that?
Yeah, I'm glad you
First of
tuned
all, let
in.
them know
and-
who you are because they've never seen you before.
Yeah, they've never seen you, so let them know you're the guy that was usually at the black square.
I'm a newcomer to the show, so with that,
It's a new Eddie. Eddie,
no, just
Eddie Jr.
whoever wins, just hope for the best and don't go out there and destroy your cities. Because if you do that, it just causes more chaos and more division. So stay home and just hope the candidate that does win is for the country and hope for the best. And with that, we're out of here.
Good job, Eddie. Look at Eddie smiling like a president too. Look at that, all big smiles
Yeah.
and everything. All
My
right,
name is Eddie, and I approve this message.
I thought you were going to do that Bill Clinton thing. What is it? I did have relations. Can you do that
No.
before we go? That's a famous thing you do.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
He actually sounds like him now.
Damn, you sounded like more every year, Eddie.
I had to perfect it, man. Been practicing.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for our presidential show, and it was fun. It's just opinions we talk about. Nobody's on one side, nobody's on the other. It's just opinions. That's all it is.
Yep.
We don't like to fight or anything like that. Debating shouldn't be fighting. It should just be opinions and talking and telling what you like, what you don't like, etc., etc. But in the end, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And you voted and did your part, and that's all. There's nothing else you can do.
Yep.
So with that, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, next Friday, and
Anything else alerts?
Yeah, keep getting them. Biden on the verge of presidency.
ESPN is giving out
Yeah, even
election results.
Oh, ESPN just said that they're not going to
what they
punish Justin Turner.
What
They're not going to punish Justin Turner. They're not going to punish Justin Turner for coming back on the field.
Oh God, that's going to be our next week's topic. Is this guy here? Okay, Justin Turner. That he's spreading the coronavirus. Yeah, well, let's see. Here we go. We're going to debate next week after this is all over. We got a new debate coming on.
Justin Turner was a false negative.
Was he? Was he a false negative?
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, we'll see. All the evidence has to come out. If he was false, and but if they said he was positive, there's some debate to talk about that. If he was right or wrong,
yeah,
we'll talk about that next week. But until then, we got this election to see what happens, and keep watching. I know everybody's watching because everyone wants to know who if the leader's going to stay the same or if we're going to have a new leader. So until then, be safe, be happy, and don't fight. Don't
fight. Don't go out and riot. Don't riot.
Yeah, Eddie doesn't like rioting, so don't riot.
Don't
please.
like rioting. Have a quiet riot.
And if you do, Eddie wants a TV. He wants a 60-inch Magnavox. No, I'm just kidding.
And he wants a new cell phone. He wants the iPhone Max.
I want the 12. Yeah, I want the biggest.
He wants the iPhone 13.
The iPhone Max.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We'll see you guys next Friday. Take care.
All right.
Oh, go check out our website, the m25show.com. It has our links to our podcast on iTunes and where else? On SoundCloud. All past shows that we did in the past. Well, most of them before the pandemic and a couple since the pandemic. So you can check out past shows of ours and updates and information on us at the m25show.com. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called The Adventures of the M25 Show. All right. We'll see you guys next Friday.
All right.